Okay, is it 2 as in number 2 or?
Hey, good evening, everyone. Jason here, KM6FAK. We're about to start the 2-meter crew anti-net. You'll see on the bottom there's ways to check in. Multiple digital modes. We're going to be kicking some things around. We don't have a exact subject right now, but it's always interesting to see what comes. And then after 40 or so minutes, I'm just going to open up the Zoom. Look for it there in the chat. And everyone can join us. So let me bring up the radio.
Out early logins and turn it over to Jason to kick off the net. N6 CMB, Chris and Clayton.
All right, very good, Chris. Well, normally Carlos kind of kicks it off. But yes, we are now live on YouTube. For those that aren't aware, the channel's called Ham Radio TV. So if you're able to and not driving a car, go check us out. There's a chat room you can chat with us. Put in your call sign if you have any questions and what we would like to talk about. So I'm going to kick it here to Carlos, KM6FAK.
And W6 CRP chiming in. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome. This is W6 CRP. I'll be tonight's anti-net coordinator. I'd like to first of all thank the supporters of the W6 VVR repeater and the Vaca Valley Radio Club for letting us use this repeater for the anti-net. If there's any priority traffic at any time during tonight's anti-net, just let us know and we will clear the air. Is there any priority traffic at this time? All right, 2-meter crew is not an actual club. We're just a bunch of hams working together, learning and enjoying all things ham related. There's no dues or fees to be a 2-meter crew member. For more information, you can log into the number 2metercrew.com or visit the Facebook site, which is the number 2MC. This is an open net, and everyone is welcome. Please feel free to join in. Two-meter crew anti-net meets every Wednesday at 7 on the W6 VVR repeater, 145.470, negative offset of 600 kilohertz, and a PL of 127.3. We can also be accessed by several other modes. One is EchoLink at WG5EEK, an AllStar node, which is 51094, and DMR Talk Group, which is 314-9964. The anti-net is also being live streamed on YouTube channel, Ham Radio TV. If you go to the YouTube channel, the other accesses and numbers are streaming along the bottom, so a little easier for you probably to catch them and pick them up there. Let's see if Rodney's with us. WA6 PKJ.
It sure is, Jason. See in there, Ham Radio 2.0. My mic is always hot, so I have to forget not to burp.
Well, I don't hear Rodney. Maybe he'll join us a little bit later and give us a website update. How about Facebook or YouTube update? Derek, are you out there? Or if not, maybe we'll have Nick do it. K6DJV, you with us tonight?
You know, he told me he was going to take a nap just to wake up in time for this.
He slept over again. All right, Nick, you got any updates for Facebook, YouTube, KN6DAL?
Sure, KN6DAL. Let me see if I got it. Am I making it in okay?
Making it fine.
Howdy, Carlos. Thanks for doing the anti-net tonight. The only update I really have is we broke 150 members this week. We're at 153 members on the 2MC Facebook page. So if you want to see what we're doing and see some interesting topics that people throw in there and catch updates on everything, you can join us at 2MC on Facebook and we'll get you signed in there.
All right, well, thank you, sir. And we usually check in for any DXing reports. I know everybody's kind of stuck at home, but anybody playing with any toys, working simplex, new antennas, making any good long-distance contacts, 2-meter, HF, or otherwise, come now.
KN6 VNQ.
BNU, go ahead, Brian.
Yes, I recently got a package from Amazon. I ordered some alligator clips with some wire on it. Hooked that to my radio and tested it today. I connected that to a barbed wire fence out by a creek earlier, and hit the K6 POU repeater, if I remember the call sign right, on 145.330 with a 4-to-1 SWR. So, starting to experiment with that, but just wanted to say it works. KN6 VNQ, back to net.
Well, very cool. And you're always out there working on something. It's cool to hear your updates and see what you're up to. Anybody else DXing or new stuff or good long contacts?
Well, good evening, 2-meter crew. My name is Mitch. My call sign is Whiskey Uniform 1 Quebec. I'm in San Anselmo, California, and just want to let you guys know as far as the DX goes, I was on 40 meters at approximately, look down here at the log, it was about 6:24 a.m. on 40 meters, scrambling to get the frequency here. It was on 71332 on single sideband. Spoke to a Delta Uniform 2 MIC. So the bands are definitely open. Get out there and play. Yeah, the Philippine Islands at, early in the morning. Kick in the pants. Anyway, howdy all, and nice to see a bunch of smiling faces. And dear God, was that your smoker, Carlos? Back to you. Look good, Jace. Back to you guys.
Hey, good contact. And yeah, you just got to get out there and try the different frequencies. Somebody will be out there. And what am I smoking tonight? I think it's a Rocky Patel Ligero. Pretty good. Anybody else, any updates or anything interesting?
Yeah, 2E0 UKH, watching the stream from the UK.
That's awesome. I always love it when you drop in that long distance contact. Just still, I know I'm pretty simple, but it still amazes me all the different methods we have to communicate and that we can set up and work through. So thanks for staying up so, I was going to say so late, but so early and checking in with us. All right, I think I'll swing over to Jason and see if you got any updates or any comments from the live stream.
Uh-oh, bit of a double. Chris, I saw you there reaching for the mic. I'll go right as soon as Chris finishes up what he had to say. Go ahead, Chris.
No, I wasn't really reaching for the mic, I don't think. I was probably just doing an entry.
Wrong,
but,
Chris.
I will pipe up. You know, you guys are talking about these awesome DX contacts sort of around the world, and That's fantastic. Just want to remind those guys that are new like me, I made a 10-meter contact on my technician license the other day with a new radio, and it was only about 250 miles from me, but still felt good to get out on a band that I hadn't worked much before and make a contact and start my kind of exploration of HF. So more to come. Philippines or somewhere is next for me, but for now, I was happy to hit 250 miles away.
Cool update, Chris. And Chris from UK, did you have anything you wanted to add to that? Sorry, I kind of cut you off a little early, so come now.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. You know, I'm just using the Baofeng UV5R, Baofeng UV5R, and what we do is we use anything we can. You know, it works brilliant. It's the cheapest radio you can get, but if you get a good one, the audio sounds good. Back to you.
Absolutely. It does not take a lot to get started. And actually, that's a pretty good segue. We'll get into our topic here in a little bit. But the topic for tonight is going to be first ham setups. What did you start with? What was your first ham setup? And any advice for new hams kind of coming through that phase. So that'll be our topic tonight. And yeah, the Baofeng is what I started with. It doesn't take a lot of money to get into this hobby. You will end up spending a little bit. It's kind of addictive. But yeah, no, you can definitely get on the air for very cheap and have a lot of fun. So thanks for that, Chris.
Alrighty, well I'll pick it up here. We have about 50 or so people watching us. Oh, I'm getting better at realizing what is going on. Let me get my face so y'all can see my face. Oop. So I got a question. This is not going to help people that are on RF, but today on my way home, I saw this car. Actually, I see this car quite a bit on my way home. Let me get that bigger. Right, lower. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh.
Holy moly, Jason.
Okay, so I was on my way home from work, and what kind of antenna is on this car? Let's see what people. So feel free to put the answer in the comments, and then maybe a few RF from some people. So check out this antenna here. I don't know how well you can see that. He's going.
So this isn't really fair for the people that can't see it.
Today, for some reason, I see Kyle Maxwell, though, popped on. Japan on 40 meters, FT-8. Yeah, congratulations. I've hit Japan once. I'm pretty new at this myself. And, man, that was a thrill for me. So, pretty cool.
Late check-in. Gen 5, see you.
And yes, that was a CB antenna.
It looks like late check-in.
Yeah, come again with your late check-in.
Nancy 6, Echo. Thank you, Carlos.
Yep, you got it. No problem, Jim. Thanks for joining us.
Roger. What's on a honeydew and supper? Thank you.
All right. And I'm just going to explain a little bit here for folks dropping in on the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net. It's getting pretty big nowadays. We started very small, just that handful of folks learning what we could. Started meeting once a week on the radio, planning out expeditions, breakfast, just talking all things ham radio, kind of turned into this anti-net. And why we call it the anti-net is we really didn't want to have something where everybody just checks in, gives your call sign, and so forth. That's why we kind of break it up. We use a lot of different modes for communication, try to get a little bit of check-in from everybody. And instead of just me calling out and getting everybody's call sign, it was taking just about 30 minutes to get through all of that. We're now changing it up where we just take a minute to talk to first-time stations coming into the anti-net and new hams. Always want to hear from new hams. Then we'll go into our topic. I'm going to let this drop. Then we'll swing into our topic. And towards the end of the net, we'll open up and we can take whatever check-ins or comments or anything that anybody else has at that point. But that's why it's kind of different probably than the nets you're used to checking into. But at this time, I'm going to take check-ins from stations that have never checked in here before, and come slow. I'll take your call sign and then see what you're up to, ask you a little bit. Or new hams. If you're a new ham, go ahead and check in. So new hams or first-time visitors, come now.
Yeah, N5CU, Dave, San Antonio. First-time check-in.
All right, San
And
Antonio.
we got N5 Charlie, Union.
We'll have to roll the tape back.
Roger, N5 Charlie uniform.
Well, very good. So one more time, where were you calling from, and how'd you hear about the anti-net? And go ahead and, if you want, share whatever you'd like.
Well, maybe you ought to say over.
Yeah, maybe having a little trouble getting back on EchoLink. So I'll see if there's anybody else out there that wants to check in, and we'll come back to N5CU. Anybody else checking in, first time or new hams?
And that's Jim, everyone. You're kind of meeting.
Hey, Papa 4, Juliet.
Just got a new Bofang.
That was a little bit of a double there, but I'd like to pick you both up. Somebody was a Papa 4 Juliet, but that's about all I got. Can you come again, and then I'll pick the other station up.
Papa 4, Juliet, Sierra.
Hey, thanks for joining us, P4JS. Where are you calling from, and what do you got for us today? Anything to share?
Aruba.
Hi, good evening to you. I am calling from Barbados. I'm a new ham, and I have just installed an EchoLink for the first time, and I was going through it, and I saw your net, and to come to get some education.
Awesome.
Over.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. Yeah, and there's folks here that have set up EchoLink and AllStar and DMR, all kinds of ways to contact. But thanks for joining us. Yeah, we're pretty loose, not a formal net, but we usually try to have a little bit of a learning minute and see what everybody's up to. So thanks for joining us there. Anybody else new or new ham?
Kilo Mike 6, uniform, Quebec. This is Zach transmitting out of Vacaville. If I sound out of breath, I'm currently on a jog listening to the 2 Meter Crew anti-net. Over.
very nice. So that's a mobile unit joining us there then. I think that's a first. I don't think we've had a jogger calling in yet. We've had some walkers, though. What are you up to? Getting some exercise?
Yeah, doing my 20-minute run. Taking my time today. Probably going to be 25-minute. Transmitting on UP5R. Like you said, great way to get started in the ham radio community. Had my license less than 2 years. Over.
Yeah, there's a bunch of us on this 2-meter crew that are less than 2 years and learning as we go. So thanks for chiming in there today. And yeah, join us and hang out a little bit when you have a chance. Earlier there was a double with P4JS. Who was the other double there?
Alpha 6, Yankee Lima Alpha, Kayla in Carmichael, California.
Hey Kayla, thanks for joining us tonight. And you a first-time visitor?
Time visitor. I've been told about this for a few weeks from people in the North Hills Radio Club. So I just wanted to share that I got my first Bofang. I consider myself an ICOM person, but I have a tri-band now. Now the only problem is learning how to program it, of course. Over.
Yes, the Bofang can be tricky to program. You're going to need to get a little software for that one, I think. I've given up trying to program that one manually, but thanks for checking in with us. And it looks like you've been a ham for a little while, have you?
Well, I got my license in 2006, and my dad was licensed in like 1933 or something. So I've been around ham radio for my whole life, really.
Awesome.
Over.
Very cool. Keeping it going and alive, that tradition. So that's very nice. Well, thank you, Kayla. Anybody else, new hams or first-time visitors?
N6 CMB, I got to break in there for a second, Carlos.
Chris?
Kayla, I didn't get your prefix. If you could key up and just leave a little break between when you start with your prefix, I want to make sure I get you logged in. Thanks for coming today.
Kilo Alpha 6. No, I forgot. Yankee Lima Alpha. KA6YLA. Over.
I got you for sure now. Thanks. Sorry, Carlos. Go ahead.
No, sorry, I didn't repeat that back for you, Chris. And yeah, what a cool call sign, getting your name spelled right out there. Very cool. Anybody else, new ham or first-time visitors?
Yeah, N5CU recheck.
Come again, please, one more time.
Yeah, November 5, Charlie Uniform, recheck.
There you go. Yeah, you're making it in fine now. Yeah, go ahead and check in with us. Let us know what you're up to.
Yeah, this is Dave again in San Antonio, Texas. Just wanted to give credit to our Mike W4MAF. He's the one who turned me on to you guys. So enjoyed the last meeting that you are all on the internet. So look forward to more videos and whatever else that comes up on the net here for us. So. Anyway, not doing much here, just watching and listening. And speaking of FT8 here, we're several states around for coupling of bands here that we need to get. So hopefully might be able to get there soon. Anyway, back to you, N5CU.
Yes, and yeah, thanks for checking in. So good, people all over checking in with us. All right, I'll do a last call before we kind of get into our topic. Anybody else, new ham or new first-time visitor?
Hey, Rod, I'm saying this over Zoom and YouTube.
Not a new ham. Late check-in. Kilo Echo 6 Oscar Bravo Oscar. Chris in Sacramento.
Do you want to talk in a little, Rod?
K5, KB, I'm Bremen, Georgia.
Ooh, is that DMR, Mike?
All right, let me make sure I got this. I got a Kilo Echo 6 Oscar Bravo. Was that it, the full call sign?
Missing one letter, Carlos. Kilo Echo 6 Oscar Bravo Oscar.
All right, we got you. Thanks for checking in. And under that, I heard somebody from Georgia. Can you come again and check in?
Yeah, 2E0 UKH. Can I just break in, please?
Yeah, Chris, come again.
Yeah, I think you're just calling me in. I've just shared a link to the YouTubers bunch, so we might get... I'm just asking for your permission for the YouTubers bunch to join in. Back to you.
Yeah, definitely. Anybody can jump in and join the Anti-Net, and we will work through anybody that wants to check in. And the YouTubers bunch, are you going to jump on the YouTube, is that what you're talking about, or come in on the Anti-Net?
Yeah, okay, I've just shared it in a private group with the YouTubers bunch. If they join us, that'll be great. Anyway, carry on, and thanks for bringing me in. 2E0 UKH.
Yeah, no problem at all, Chris. And then one more time, I heard somebody from Georgia out there, I think, calling in. So give us another shout.
Okay, it's Kilo 5, Kilo Bravo Mike, Georgia.
K5, KBM, and thanks for checking in all the way from Georgia. And yeah, people from all over the place, very cool. And W0WXL, we got you. All right, tonight we didn't have an official speaker for our topic. Sometimes that happens, and as you guys know, we're always looking for somebody that wants to share a topic or share anything interesting on the Anti-Net. So what we were going to do is have a few folks talk about their first ham setup, kind of how they got started, what equipment they got started with, and any advice for new hams. And so I'll kind of start off. So I did start off with Baofeng, the F8 HP, I think it was, the 8-watt handheld. And I was interested in becoming a ham for several years. I started studying up for a technician and got the radio so I could listen in there for a few months while I studied, and went and tested out and got my tech in general. And that's what I worked with for a little bit. I went out and got a little, one of the cheaper mag antennas and the adapter to tie into the Baofeng. Used that in the car. And that was kind of my whole rig for a little while I was figuring things out. I then stepped in and picked up a Kenwood V71. Which I still use. It's what I'm on right now for the base station. It's 440 and 2 meter. It's been a very good radio for me. So slowly, over time, I picked up a little bit of different equipment, and been a lot of good information shared with me on this 2 meter crew. Folks mentoring me, pointing me to decent equipment. I will echo what I was told as a new ham is that you don't have to buy the most expensive stuff out there. You don't need that. But investing in good quality, solid equipment does pay off. There's several pieces that I have that I use. Some in the truck now up at the cabin. And I've always been happy. It's been money well spent. So that was my simple startup. I still run fairly simple. I don't have any extra power on HF, no amps. I'm just running over there Kenwood 480 on a long wire, which an Elmer kind of walked me through how to build my own antenna. And it puts out, what do we got, 100 watts on the Kenwood, and that's the home station. 100 watts in a wire, that's what they say, all you need, and I've had a lot of fun with that. Let's see, anybody else kind of want to go through their first ham station setup, or if any new folks have questions about getting their ham station set up, come now. NN6, Echo Echo. I'd like to hear you chime in on the equipment you started with. You still out there?
We all know about the dinosaurs. Come on.
Sorry, Carlos. And you know it because it's very similar to yours. KM6YKX, Rob in Auburn. I don't know why I'm upside down on Zoom, but I am. I'm a vampire bat hanging from the ceiling. Anyway, yeah, my first radio was actually a CB when I was a little kid, and then after that, you know, there was a hiatus, and then some maritime radio stuff, and then I was doing off-road dirt biking, and we had Baofangs so we could talk to each other, and then I decided to get my license so I could hit repeaters, and then went off from there with little cheap magnetic mount antennas, and then got some better radios, HF, all that stuff, started building antennas and playing with antennas, and yeah, I have a brand new 7300 showing up tomorrow, so let's see, how many will that make it? That will make 4 HF radios that I have in the house. Not all of them working, but anyway, I could quit anytime I want.
Carlos, Rob scares me, sir.
Yeah, me too. And I was wondering, Rob, if you were going to say your famous statement right there. Don't worry, I can quit anytime I want. Classic. And a nice station. Any questions for Rob from anybody?
My question for you, Rob, this is Nick, KN60AL, is I don't think I could figure out how to get my picture upside down, and you can't figure out how to get it right side up. So what's going on with that?
I don't know. Yeah, something's wonky with it. This is an old computer, and Jason had talked about free Windows 10 upgrades, and so that happened with this computer, and I'm using it for radio stuff, and it's, you know, it's kind of old and slow, but it's working for that. Yeah, there's got to be a way to rotate this camera, but I don't know.
See, I'm kind of simple. Turn the computer over.
Hey, Nick, don't tell him, but I sent him a batch file. Isn't that funny?
So why did Rob chime in when we were looking for dinosaurs? How did that work out?
Yes. Hey, Mitch, how about yourself? You've been hamming it up quite a few years. What kind of equipment did you start out with, and what advice would you have for those first-time hams or the early-on hams on how to get themselves set up?
Oh, dear God, where do I start? I'm not going to bore you all, but I'll certainly tell you that I started with a separate General Electric receiver and a transmitter with a TR switch, separate transmitter, separate receiver, same antenna, and I really didn't know what the heck I was doing. I was 8 years old. Boy Scout family gave it to me to play with, and was using. I remember trying to solder something, an antenna connector, with a wood burning, soldering with some plumbing solder. So I was like 8 years old. But that was the very beginning, and we can get back into that later. But yeah, that's kind of how I got started. It was all weird. But thanks, Carlos.
Yeah, pretty cool. And you don't have any extra equipment since then. You're still on the same stuff, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Carlos. I didn't quite listen to the whole question as usual. Again, my name's Mitch. My call sign is WU1Q. And yeah, since then I have absolutely gone through a whole slew of equipment. And yes, I do have it. Do I have any advice for anybody?
Come back and he's still talking.
Have a blast, man, because the people that came before us really carved out a niche for us. And the one thing I will mention is from the time that I started, and my Elmers, who are no longer here anymore, have paved the way for what's really transpiring today, which is the interoperability and the integration of all the fantastic things and wonderful things about this hobby. And last but not least, I want to say hello to the darn world. It's never been a time in ham radio where you can actually literally, I'm going through RF, so I feel like I'm making a great contact. I'm talking to all kinds of people. But anyway, yeah, that's about all. Welcome aboard, everybody. Enjoy the hobby. It's a great ride. And you're never going to know everything, but have a fun trying. Carlos, back to you. That's all I got, brother.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. And let's see, anybody else want to chime in, have a little bit of different start or using different equipment? Or if anybody has questions, come now.
W6NIK.
NIK, go ahead.
I'm going to say I probably started a bit later than most, but earlier, a bit earlier than many. 93, when I was 13, I got my ham license, and my first radio was the Baofeng of the day. It was an Alinco DJ580. Alincos were dirty, bad radios back then. But I was a 13-year-old kid, and I was happy. I wore the buttons off that thing, had to send it in for repair a few times, but I was real happy with that. And I really liked it. And then nowadays, I've got a lot of different handhelds. I have some UV5Rs. They sit there lonely doing nothing. And then I've graduated up to mobiles 2730 ICOM. I've got an ICOM 7300. I've got an ICOM 9700 that I'm talking on right now that I dropped. And what I think the best thing to do is what... oh my gosh, I don't know his call sign. I'm terrible with names. The gentleman earlier today who hooked his Yaesu A18 up to a fence. That's ham radio.
Brian, the Woodland Kid.
Experimenting, seeing what works and what doesn't work. I was on the K6POU. He didn't make it very well, but he did make it. We knew who he was. So that was fun. Anyways, have a good evening, gentlemen and ladies. W6NIK.
And W6CRP. That sounds like Dave to me. I believe he was trying to tune up a fence the other day, and successful with it. Anybody else come in with early ham setups, how you got started, and advice?
Well, you know, oh, take it away, station.
Control. Do I have the floor, Carlos?
Everyone meet Jim.
Okay, I heard Jim.
Jim is our
clear,
special
Jim.
friend.
6 Echo. Yeah, I was calling on you earlier. How did you get started in ham? What equipment did you have? And advice for folks starting out.
Was it made out of wood? He's a great guy.
I had ID'd earlier, and I came in here. Anyway, well, when I was 15 years old, graduating out of junior high school, I only had a budget of around $100 for a whole year. And it was either home brewing or converting military surplus gear. That's all I could afford. And of course, now that I'm a retired, older guy, well, I've spent a heck of a lot more than that. But it was a long time in coming, but it's well worth the wait. All it takes is patience and motivation, Carlos. Thank you. NN6, Echo Echo.
Yeah, thank you for that. And Jim is one of our Elmers. He helped me tremendously getting started over the last year and a half. Always giving me good advice and good equipment running on his power supply right now. So yeah, there's a lot of different ways to get started. It doesn't take a lot. You can be pretty innovative. A lot of the antennas you can build yourself. There's a ton of help on YouTube. You get up and do some searches on the internet, build a copper J-pole, or there's a lot of other inexpensive options out there. Anybody else want to come with their first setup stations and any advice for new hams?
A6YLA.
Nice. Got a quick key.
Yes, Kayla,
for
go
this
ahead.
bunch.
Thank you. My first setup was my dad and I went to Dayton Hamvention in 2006, and he says if you pass the technician test, he would buy me a radio. Well, I zoomed in and took the test and passed, and so then he had to buy me a radio. And mine was based on that I have arthritis, and holding onto something like those bricks that are square would be very difficult. So I went with the ICOM 91AD, which was a beautiful radio, and did me well for many years. And I just repaired it, actually, myself. Had a little problem with it, and so I dug around and got it fixed. So, but I've had the ICOMs ever since. I'm on the 7000 right now, and I have a Pro 3 for my HF, so plenty of good radios. And I would say to somebody new, get as much as you can afford, because you will never regret having a quality item in your shack. That's my feeling. Okay, back to you, KA6YLA, over.
Kayla, that's a pretty cool story, getting started like that, and great advice. I've got nothing against starting with Baofangs. Like I said, that's how I did, and I think it's a good tool to get your foot in the door or get you interested where you can just listen, or even use them now. I still use the Handy Talkie as my mobile, walking around the yard or doing that, but I have never regretted buying a good quality piece of equipment. Either you just, or I do, I just enjoy them and continue to enjoy them and haven't regretted spending that money yet. So yeah, spend what you can and buy something good. Anybody else want to come now?
KM6QLG.
ULG, I believe that's Doug. Yeah, go ahead.
KM6QLG, Phil, Vacaville.
I apologize, Phil. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't have any kind of cool stories. I got my license February of 18, joined the Vaca Valley Club a month later, and watched this club expand crazy. And thanks to Professor, one Christmas party, he had some flyers from Yaesu, the 400, I bought that, and the FT-2D HT, which I got now. And I do have a question. Earlier, I was talking about the EchoLink and getting connected, and someone told me, maybe it was you, that you can get it within 5 minutes verification. I did all that, right? And my question is, I logged on, I'm on, and I found the V6 BVR repeater, and I tried to connect to it, and and I tried to connect to it. It says cannot connect to the repeater unauthorized. Is there some kind of special code, or is just my phone or something?
5 EEK Mike, are you listening? Can you help him out with that?
WG5 EEK here. Let me mute this. It's going to be crazy. So if you can, just try mine, which is WG5 EEK-L, because sometimes there's too many people trying to connect to the other one and it's full, or you might have to change your app to say relay, which is in the settings. Try that mode instead of direct or auto. Try relay. But yeah, try mine, WG5 EEK-L.
Hey Mike, I'm out. I'm a little pad outside my shack. Had to go get a pin. Could you repeat that, please?
Yeah, it's my call sign. Whiskey Golf 5 Echo Echo Kilo -L. Try that one.
Okay, a little slower. I got Whiskey Golf 5 Echo Echo.
Yep. Whiskey Golf 5 Echo Echo Kilo, but spelled geek because I'm a geek, and then -L.
All right, thank you, Mike.
All right, there you go, Phil. And thanks for calling in. Anybody else want to come about their first ham station setup or advice for new hams?
Let me break in here. KM6FAK. Hey, I see Rod PKJ is there in Zoom. Maybe we can see if he wants to talk here in a few. You know, I've got a lot of things to say about radios. Of course, they're a ton of fun, but I think one of the big takeaway, I don't know if I've heard anyone say, but for me, it was getting involved with a local club and meeting a handful of individuals. I think that's probably always true. You'll connect fairly quickly with a couple, 1, 2, maybe 3, and they become your Elmers before you even know what that means. And that's where I got my radios from. I got some old commercial gear, and it got me a radio in my garage, and then from there you make the mistake by buying some Chinese stuff. But I think that's huge, is try to have a physical ham in your life. That sounds terrible. But in other words, it's great to have all these hams across the U.S. and the country, in that, you know, we kind of are creating, you know, we're great friendship. I think a lot of us here will be friends for a long time to come. But to be able to borrow equipment and test things, I just think that's huge. So if you're fairly new into it, or maybe you can relate, I definitely recommend that. Over to you, Carlos, KM6FAK.
That's excellent advice. Yeah, check out your local ham groups. And one of ours, not real local to me, but the W6 VBR repeater owners, is the Back Valley Radio Club, VBRC, and they're very welcoming. They've definitely helped us out getting the anti-net going, letting us use the repeater, getting us into winter field days. Sounds like, I haven't been there, but their monthly meetings probably changed a little bit with shelter in place. But typically, it sounds like they're doing a meeting and a presentation, a learning moment, going over something new at each meeting. And to me, that's what keeps it interesting, you know, learning something new, getting exposed to different facets of ham radio. So it's all pretty cool. Anybody else got anything to add for first ham setups or advice?
N6CMB, Carlos, let me chime in with a little something.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Chris.
All right. We've got about at least 40 check-ins going on tonight between the repeater, digital modes, and a few even off of YouTube. And we've got 99 unique call signs in our overall log. So I'd love to break 100 tonight. Is there anybody out there who has not logged in before with us that would care to log in some way tonight and break that 100 mark?
AB0A.
Hope you have your pen ready there, Chris.
Well, there's about 3 for you, Chris. Did you catch those?
I did, and that puts us over the 100. Thank you, folks. Appreciate it. I'll turn it back over to Carlos and the rest of the gang.
I think I can get one more through Zoom. I don't think our friend Jason from Ham Radio 2.0 ever checked in. Jason, go ahead through Zoom and give us your call.
Okay. You hearing me now?
Yep, you're coming through.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I didn't have my EchoLink on. It's on my phone, which I left in my house upstairs. So KC5HWB, I'll check in if that counts over YouTube.
Oh yeah, this is just another digital mode, and
Right.
since I've got the hammer held down here with my broccoli rubber band, go ahead and let everyone know what's going on, what's new with you.
Oh, we're making use of the whole shelter in place thing right now. So there's a local club to me. Quick announcement real quick, if you'll let me. There's a local club here in the North Texas area that gives a technician and a general class twice a year, once in the fall, once in the spring. And they do this every year. They've done it for 4, 5, 6 years in a row, something like that. And since nobody can go up, it's held at their EOC every time, which is a fire station in the city of Hurst, Texas, and we can't go up there right now. So instead of skipping the class this time, I reached out to them 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I said, hey, why don't we do a technician class live streamed on YouTube? So starting tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central Time, I'm going to be live streaming a new technician class for someone who wants to get their ham radio license. It'll go Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday morning for about 2 to 3 hours per class. It will be a full session of question, answer, and why.
Wow.
It's not just going to be a memorize this and go take the test. You're going to get an explanation of everything about why the answer is A, B, C, or D. And they do a fantastic job. They roughly follow the W5YI book and the current question pool. And like I said, they have 10 to 15, maybe 20 people in the class every year. And the guys up there wrote their own curriculum and do a great job. So I'm just going to be giving them access to my YouTube channel and streaming for them starting tomorrow night at 6 p.m. So if you know anyone who wants to get a brand new ham radio license, tomorrow night is the night.
Very cool. That's super exciting. So excellent. All right, Carlos, back to you. KM6FAK.
Yeah, well, very cool, and thank you for that. So they just need to log in to Ham Radio 2.0. Would you say it was 7 o'clock Central Time? And you'll be holding the classes.
It's 6 o'clock Central Time. I'll go ahead and put the link in the chat right now if somebody will approve it. But it's a pre-planned live stream event. It'll be on Ham Radio 2.0, yes, at 6 o'clock Central Time tomorrow night.
Cool.
Yeah, that is excellent, and always fun. Different technologies and ham operators figuring out a way to do it no matter what. So thank you for that.
Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it, man.
I understand Rodney may have joined us, WA6 PKJ. And are you out there, Rodney?
Can you hear us, Rodney?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Why don't you let everyone know in RF land and YouTube land what's new, what's going on?
Okay. Let's see. On the website, the 2 Meter Crew website, we've got just a few short of 300 registered crew members now, so that just keeps growing organically, it seems, which is really good. And I've been thinking a lot about strange and weird radio transmissions that are heard all over the world, and I started investigating that kind of stuff, and I found just a lot of strange, weird stuff that I think people might be fascinated by that gets out on the airways. So I'm going to be putting a bunch of that stuff up on the website in case anybody's interested in strange, weird radio transmissions. And that's about it. Other than to say, when I first got started in ham radio, what made me progress very quickly is that I met people that I wanted to talk to easily and effectively, and some of them I had to run amplifiers to do so and things like that. So just my desire to talk to certain people caused me to hang around people that were very technically knowledgeable about ham radio amplifiers. Then I hung around other people that were very technically knowledgeable about antennas, and through those kind of more direct contacts with people over there and rag chewing, it allowed me to progress to where I needed to be so I could talk to anybody when I wanted to. So I guess there's more than one way to pick up the information, is the gist of that. Anyway, that's about it. Thanks. WA6PKJ.
Well, thanks for that, Rodney. And I like your Invisible Man mask set up there today. It's blending right into the background. Yeah. And I saw a question go by on the live stream from Kyle. Are we all on NetLogger? Yes, we are. NetLogger is up. It is 2 meter crew anti-net. So it is up, and Chris is running that for us. Chris, any comments on the NetLogger?
No comments. Looking good tonight. Got most of them in there. Kyle, you're logged in and in the big log. So got you there. Kyle Maxwell on YouTube, K5KBM. And also was a DRM call in tonight, I think.
All right, very good. All right, we'll wrap up our topic. And so as you guys know, we're always looking for a speaker. Anything you want to share on the anti-net, teach folks, or open up and foster a conversation, you can leave that message on the 2 meter crew, the 2MC Facebook site, or go to the website, the number 2metercrew.com, or any other means. You can yell at us on the radio. And so we're always looking for new stuff to talk about, something interesting, something to learn from. Just let us know. Any other, we'll usually ask real quick, any tech support questions, anything quick and Elmer could help you out with. If you have anything like that, come now.
I got a quick question for everybody. This might be for somebody across the pond or someone hardcore into DMR like Jason, my buddy out there in Texas. The question is this. I was just curious if is it because the Hotspot 3, the Shark RF hotspots are being delayed? Is that because of the quantity of people purchasing devices? There's a whole bunch more IDs being set up, or is it just a slow poke and whatever you call it, COVID-19 issue getting parts and assembly? I don't know. Anybody got an answer?
N6CMB.
Go ahead, Chris.
It's funny that I'll answer Mitch a little bit on this because we talk about it all the time. We're both waiting on one of these open source 3s. The word I've gotten, Mitch, so far is that it is delays to parts that they're getting and shipping issues. So that's pretty vague, though. I wish if anybody's got more info, I'm happy to hear it. But that's what I've gathered so far from the forum that they have set up.
Hey, Chris, you were trying to break in there. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Nick. You go ahead.
Chris from the UK was trying to speak, and he got stomped over. Take it away.
Oh, hold on. I'm not ready. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm ready. You're tied in through Zoom and the radio.
That's okay. That's okay, my friend. I think you nailed it. The open spot, I've got the open spot 3. Jason's got it. It's because of parts. They're trying to get hold of parts. They're trying to get supplies. I think they only do a few in a batch at a time. So we just got to be patient. I was lucky. I got the first batch, and they do. Every month or so they're getting new batches in. So we just got to be patient, like we are being with the ICOM 705. Back to you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, that's for sure.
All right, Chris, thanks for that. Okay. Any other
Good
tech
double.
questions?
Listen to it grind.
Before we wrap up, and I think we'll probably open up to Zoom as we normally do this time. We'll let Jason handle that. Any other last-minute tech support questions?
Only because of the fact that it comes from across the
Of
pond.
course,
And, by the
it's
way, hey,
Mitch.
thanks a lot, you guys, for making such a great product and bringing it on the ham radio, man. Thanks again. Thanks for answering my question. Everybody have a good night. WUNQ.
Gotcha there, Mitch. Carlos, go ahead. Take it away. I'm opening Zoom. Everyone, if you're out there listening or watching, we're dropping the Zoom in the chat. We've got a paid subscription, so let's see if we can get hacked.
N6 CMB.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
All right, Chris in the UK, man, we got to come up with something. From now on, when you guys address Chris in the UK, it's got to be Chris in the UK. And then for me, like Super Chris or Good Looking Chris or Smart Chris, something like that, just because we keep getting confused and we got to clear that up. And then, Jason, I got to tell you, it's really creepy to have Michael from Carmichael directly over your shoulder like that. It's like he's in the same room watching you.
Yeah. Not to mention Rob just hanging around upside down.
Late check-in, Kilo November 6, Hotel Tango Delta, over.
Jason, kick it over to Zoom. Any questions or comments?
We had a late check-in right there on top of you, Carlos. You doubled up. I get some of it. Can I get that late check-in again? I think it's a repeat caller.
Yes, this is a late check-in. This is Jojo, Kilo November 6, Hotel Tango Delta. I have been listening all along, over.
Very cool.
KN6, HTD. Yeah, thank you for checking in again with us here tonight. Anything to share real quick?
Yes, I'm actually a member of the Mount YOLO VACA Repeater Club and UC Davis Amateur Radio Club. So I am a new ham as well and learning a lot. But otherwise, I am happy to join this net. And the technology it affords to me that I can listen in and talk while I am in a radio-sensitive area where radio frequency cannot pass through. That will be all. And thank you again, 73 everyone. KN6
It sounds
HTD
like
from
some CIA
Sacramento,
stuff.
UC Davis Medical Center.
Oh,
Over.
medical center. There we go.
Yeah, thank you very much for checking in with us again, and nice hearing from you. Okay, I think that'll about wrap us up. I'm going to kick it over to Jason, and he can send it to Zoom, and anybody that wants to stay on RF, we can sit here and have a bit of a conversation. Jason, take it away.
All right. Well, thank you, Carlos. That was great. Kind of interesting topics tonight. It's always fun to hear some of those stories. Yes, feel free to join us in Zoom. At this point, I'm going to start managing the radio at a much lower volume, so you won't be able to hear it over YouTube unless something really gets going on there interesting. And then I'm going to be turning this over to Zoom, and let's see how much we can double over there. So thanks everyone out in RF land for hanging out and listening to us. Sorry if you couldn't see what we're doing. A little theater of the mind. Maybe you'll catch us next Wednesday here 7 o'clock at Pacific time. KM6FAK, I'll be listening.
Hey, Mike, WG5EKL.
All right, guys. So you have a mute button. Feel free to use the mute button to unmute yourself. And if you have a radio behind you,
turn it down.
Yeah, could I just point out Rob is upside down. Rob is upside down. He's in the
That's
middle
his comfort zone.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, it couldn't be any more perfect, because if you knew Rob, you would. I mean, it just sums it all up.
It's because I'm a 5, so you probably have to look in the area for 5, or just search at the top. It should show
Here,
up.
I'll take out Mike. All right, Mike, I muted you. All right, yeah. So what's going on, everybody?
You need to mute everybody. We got a wicked echo.
We lost Jason. Other
I
Jason.
did. By the way, I hope you don't mind. I invited Jason and I invited Josh, so Josh might be joining us later.
Yeah, no problem.
The Vaca Valley Repeater Club for the use of their
Boom! Just muted everybody. Yeah, not a problem, Chris in UK. I mean, the thing about this group is we're all about having everybody here. So, you know, if you want to invite the Queen sometime, that'd be fine too.
Yeah, I don't know what a call sign is though. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, you don't need a call sign on Zoom.
Yeah. She'll be in bed, mate. She's a bit old.
Hi, Carlos.
I think Carlos is on the radio. He's kind of ignoring us for a minute.
He's talking. Did you hear her? She goes, well, can I talk on the radio then?
Yeah, if nobody else is.
All right, I got to ask, what's going on up there, up north, Nick, man? Like, you got all kinds of new gear this week. You've been posting on Discord. Like, what's the plan? Are you getting ready to bust out with some YouTube, or what's the plan? Something's cooking.
All right, so I actually scored a lot of this stuff for like pennies on the dollar. I have like the total cheapskate ham station going on here. But yeah, it's been kind of a wild couple weeks. I've had a lot of different stuff come in. And I'm not very YouTube smart. Like I literally sat here for like 3 hours trying to figure out how to use this program that Jason sent me, and I still don't. I can barely even open it. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing. But Molly, she's still here. Yeah, Molly wanted to make a video, and I was like, yeah, I can make a video. We'll figure it out. And so I'm kind of on like a learning endeavor on how to create a video, maybe ham related or something, because she wants to make a YouTube video. I think that'll probably be the extent of it, unless I get good at it. So I don't know.
Excellent. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun to make videos. I think one of the trickiest things is to try to shoot what you need. You end up a lot of times shooting too much, and then that takes a lot of work. So that's like a huge tip in reducing time when making stuff, is just try to figure out what you want to shoot and then capture that. And then if people aren't aware or semi-interested, I recently started using DaVinci Resolve by Blackmagic, and it's free, or you can buy the paid version, which just gives you a few extra features. But it's pretty incredible for the cost of free, and it works on no matter what you got, Linux, PC, Mac. So that's pretty cool.
I use that, Jason. I use DaVinci Resolve. It's brilliant.
Awesome.
Is anybody terrified about what's going to happen in 4 minutes and 25 seconds?
4 minutes? Oh. I didn't see that.
What's the word there, Chris, to the UK? Are we countdown to bedtime?
feature.
Yeah, well, it could be. It could be countdown to when I'm going to get another drink. That's what it is.
You got to pace yourself.
Yeah.
I was kind of curious, Carlos. What did you have cooking there tonight? You had a nice stogie, but you also had a little cold beer, I think. Something good.
You just drank my entire water, Molly.
I did not know.
Can you see my twin in the background?
Yeah.
Oh, you see that?
Carlos, you back with us in Zoom, or are you still in RF land?
I just turned the volume up on Zoom land. I was still listening on the radio, but I'm here.
I'm just saying, what was that libation you were working on earlier? Something, it looked pretty good. Yeah.
The old standby, Jack and Coke. It's got to be Jack and Coke.
Molly's been calling for you, and you're not answering her.
Oh, I'm sorry, Molly. Are you still there?
Yes. Hi.
Hi, Molly. I'm sorry. I was kind of busy with a lot of things going on here today, so I didn't get to see you and give you a shout out. How you been?
Tell him you don't accept that excuse.
I don't accept that excuse.
Do not pick up your dad's bad habits.
What?
Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep, you got it.
It's working.
Good
Yes,
audio.
1, 2, 3, 4, working.
Good.
It's about time it's working.
Is that Wes
Chris?
talking?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. Yeah, I didn't see a picture, but I can see a bar. So let's see, you're a 4 call. So where about are you?
I'm located in Kentucky.
Ah, very cool. Is there chicken there? I'm kidding. Terrible joke.
Wah, wah, wah. Get that audio in there.
Oh, yeah. Where's my soundboard? All right. Well, welcome, Wes. Great to have you. Jeff, have we talked to you out here before? AB6MB?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, welcome, Jeff. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Newark, California, on the San Francisco Bay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, that's where a lot of us are. The Bay Area, Northern Bay Area.
Yep.
Very good. Well, welcome.
Jeff,
Yeah.
do you get on any of the local repeaters? Do we hear you out there sometimes?
Generally not much on W6 TCP, a DMR repeater. I get on that one, and N6, think FI, another one there.
Cool.
Mostly I'm on DMR, different talk groups. How about you?
You know, a lot of us, the 6 VVR is a good hangout. I think a lot of us kind of hang there, but the big one is 6 POU. The 3.3 is sort of the serious rag chew for a lot of the 2 meter crew. And well before my time, that's, I think, where most of the 2 meter crews started getting together. Does that sound about right, guys?
We call that the watering hole.
What was that repeater again?
Is it W6 or K6? I can't remember.
K6.
Kilo
Yeah,
6
Kilo 6
POU.
Kilo 6 what?
POU.
POU.
Papa.
Okay,
Uniform.
got it.
Oscar.
I'll punch it in.
Yeah, 145.330. And there's no digital there, but it is on Broadcastify, so that's pretty cool. So if you're on YouTube and you're not in the local area, you obviously won't be able to hit it, but you could give it a listen now and again. It might hurt your ears, so just bring lots of confidence.
Okay. I'll remember that.
Yeah. Don't, you know, sometimes in driving around with the kids in the car, I'll keep my fingers there on the volume just in case. No, but everyone's really good. You know, it's probably where you'll be able to witness the human in their natural environment, like one of those nature shows, you know, for the most part. Exactly. For the most part, it's way cool. You really get to know some great guys out there. But yeah, sometimes they do eat their young.
Or others young.
Rob, are you gonna fix your camera or what?
I'm working on it. I figured out what it is. It's like this old laptop I refurbished and upgrade to Windows 10 issue. So it's for another day. It's driver stuff. It's
You must work for the government or for the county or something.
I do. You know that.
Nothing but quality.
I'm here to help you.
Yes.
This is personal equipment. This is not my government equipment works perfect.
No, I'm not getting that. I'm not getting at that.
I'm not using it for that. I mean, I keep a bright line between the two.
I'm just thinking that guy that likes to talk every day at 12, I think it'd be kind of fun if he was upside down too. If you're in California, there's a guy that talks every day at 12. So let's see. I saw let's see, still in here, Smoking Ape? No, he jumped out. I haven't really met him yet in person. He also is another fellow YouTuber. But anyways, maybe he's still hanging out on YouTube. I guess I should... Oh, okay, yeah, thanks, Chris, for sharing the Zoom.
I Zoom bomb with the YouTubers gang. I hope you didn't mind.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
that's good. What about Kyle, K5KBM? He's, I think he's new to Zoom anyway.
I think he looks frozen right now. I'm checking out the video there. Although, you know what? Maybe I don't see an audio. We'll come back to him.
He was on YouTube earlier.
Okay.
He was checking in the comments.
Maybe he's outside. Bad connection. All right.
You guys hear me without any hum on my signal?
Hey, Dave. Yeah, we hear you. You have a little bit of a digital noise on your signal, but we can hear you okay.
Okay. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on. Got a little cheap video camera, and I guess the mic's not working so well with it. Anyway, I'm N5CU, San Antonio, Texas. And I checked in on the net with Carlos, and long time ham since 1992. And Mike, W5MAF, is the one who turned me on to your channel. So very interesting channel, and been following it since last week. So thanks for letting everybody know about it. It's a good channel.
Ah, very cool. Well, thanks for joining us. Yeah, I was trying to guess your background there, and there it is. So I'm thinking that's the San Antonio city line.
Yes, that's the city line. There's the Space Needle there. That's the Hemisphere, 1968.
Ah, very cool.
When it was when we had the World's Fair.
Ah.
When there was a World's Fair.
I wish that was how it was
14
now.
years old when I first visited it. We just got back from Germany, and we were here just in time to go and visit. So anyway, just wanted to say hello to everybody then, and thanks for inviting on Zoom.
Thanks for joining us, Dave.
You're welcome.
I didn't catch the first part. How did you hear about the anti-net?
With Mike, W4MAF. He's been on a couple of Zooms with him on his E4FM nets that he's had, and so that's where I met him last week. So that's when he told me about you all.
Hey Nick, you're bleeding over the repeater a little bit, and also, are you using manual controls in Zoom? Because you are coming in hot, which is fine. You're not pushing it too hard, but you're loud.
He's muted.
Michael Webb, great to see you there, buddy. We missed you the last 2 weeks, but hey, I understand completely.
Yes.
But, nice to see you're there. Your hair is getting long.
Well, we can't really get haircuts right now. So
You got to have your wife do it. I mean,
that happened about 19 years ago in tech school, and she kind of went a little too deep,
and that was the last time she cut my hair. So
We can't get it wrong. If you
come
use
on
one of
now.
those trimmers, you can't get it wrong. You know.
Yeah.
You
Well,
just, once it's
would-
gone, it's gone.
She would go to the bone if she wouldn't like yours. So
Bald is beautiful.
I'll be there one day, more than likely.
We
Is this
have
something y'all do every week?
every Wednesday at 7 Pacific
okay.
time.
Okay.
It looks like we have Joshua. What is happening, Joshua? Do you want to unmute yourself? I see you put a nice shirt on for us.
How are you?
Doing good, man. Great to have you.
You like that? This is my best. I ironed it. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Nice.
I'm in my work shirt, just the standard Carhartt black. You know, I have about 12 of them, so.
I got a question for Chris in the UK. He's raising his hand. So
Oh, yeah.
He wants to talk anyway.
Yeah, go ahead, my friend.
Hey, thinking about setting up a reflector on D-Star for 2 Meter Crew. Been doing a little research on it, and I was wondering if you had done anything like that, like with a Linux box, and if you had any tips and advice for setting that up. I'm really curious, like, can I just get like a, super cheap, fanless box with Linux on it, or do I need a little bit of power to be able to handle getting some people on there talking?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I'm not able to do that in the UK because of my license class. It counts as a repeater. So I will look into that, how you can do that. I just think, I've got a few contacts in America that are doing a similar thing, and I'll try and get back. Shoot me up, send me an email, 2e0ukh@gmail.com. Yeah.
For the rest of the gang, basically, once we have a reflector up, then anyone can get in through any D-Star gateway and talk on the reflector sort of worldwide. So we'll open up, yet another digital access point for the 2 Meter Crew and ham radio TV. So it's in the works. Probably just moving a little slow because I'm a dinosaur on the computers.
Hey, Chris, Dave. Check out November 5 AMD. His name is Ben, and he's done the same thing. He's got D-Star DMR reflectors.
Was that AMB or AMD? Alpha Mike Bravo or Delta?
Yeah, November 5 Alpha Mike Bravo.
Got it. Thank you, Dave.
You're welcome.
All right. How about
we got Ben in there?
Yeah, I see.
K6FNX.
Ben's just showing us his radio, but I don't see an audio on him. I don't think he's got audio.
Looks like Kyle's reconnecting as well.
Yep, I see that. Anyone else? Feel free to chime in. Mike, how's it going out on the East Coast?
Hey, fine. I was gonna say we met Dave on some other people that have been part of this on Saturday as well. We tried for the second time running our net using Zoom. It was the shiny new toy. So we got a lot of feedback of, hey, that's really not cool. Of the 23 check-ins, 15 people were on Zoom that were also doing it. But the remainder were like, you guys made such a big deal about it and we couldn't see what you were talking about. Just stick with the net. So that was well taken. We learned from that. We're still using it. In fact, it's being now used as a tool for a local club. They're just going to get together for a rag chew Friday night. So it's open to them. So we're having a lot of fun with it. And learning lessons, by the way, like muting mics mandatory during nets, as you know.
Yeah, I actually mute the whole computer. That's how I kind of navigate that. And yeah, it does get tricky. I had you in mind, Mike, but unfortunately I was out of the house Saturday at that time. So it's just tricky timing.
Yeah, no problem. It was good that you missed it. Hey, you know what? It was during a net. Here's what probably irritated some people. We were helping a ham troubleshoot her FT3 just using the radio herself. I was looking for a radio. I just have a camera. So she would bring it, as Dave will attest, she'd bring it right up to the head, right up to the lens. And we're like, oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a positive offset, or you're not on, on C4 FM. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that video is very powerful.
Yeah.
Chris, I see you're protecting us all from your COVID there.
It's my social distancing gear, and I saw Chewbacca, so I didn't want him to be alone.
And Chewbacca's still upside down.
Chewbacca, what's up, man? I've got the window all split up. It looks like a really bad edition of the Brady Bunch.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Sorry, I missed that. What did you say?
You said hi.
Hi. Yep. It's all good. Yeah, a little Chewbacca mask. Pretty fun. It like has a little thing that when you speak, I know it's upside down. I'll fix that. Or I've got a newer laptop. This is an old junky one for the Radio Shack, but
I'm kind of getting used to it.
Yeah. I hang upside down from my ceiling. It stretches out my back.
You're so Rob. That's why.
Yep.
That's why.
And yep. So anyway, it's all good. I'm waiting for that new radio to show up tomorrow. Exciting. And like I need another radio, but the wife wasn't mad. She was okay with it. So that's
And
pretty
what radio is that, Rob?
7300.
Nice one, mate. Nice one.
Where'd you buy that from? What outfit?
MTC, and I pimped you. Yep, I did.
I've got one behind me. Got the 7300 behind me there. Beautiful.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I have
absolutely beautiful
746 Pro sitting here right now. It's been working fine. I have a older Yaesu FT-990. That's a great radio too for HF. So but that 7300, I know it's a step up. And also, the word on the street earlier in the week or last week was that the supply chains are breaking down. They're running out of parts, and they're not going to be able to deliver product because, factories are shutting down and components are not available. And
hey, man, we're not here to sell fear like all the other
come on
media platforms. Don't tell me we're going to run out of ham radios now.
It made me push the button. So
there's a run on 7300.
Oh,
get this, Rob.
They'll be selling us
I
the
just
radio.
invested in ICOM, damn it.
Did ICOM?
I was on a swap meet this morning, HF swap meet, and there's guys selling their used 7300s for more than we bought them for new on MTC.
Wow.
I believe it.
Yep.
They'll be, next thing you know, they're going to be out of 7300s, and Rob's going to go, I have a couple extra.
So we'll have plenty of toilet paper.
They're $1,500 each, plus shipping and handling.
You'll never be able to get these again.
Oh, jeez. Hey, what about Joshua? Has he got an update on his Yaesu 991A on what's going on with it?
Yeah, I actually did. I got it back 2 days ago? 2 days ago. And I sent an email back to a gal I was dealing with just on the internet, and there's 2 ribbon cables. That's what they said. That she said, that they hooked it up, and he replaced 2 ribbon cables on it, and it seems to work. So who knows? I think it's one of those deals where when you write up a report, are you really going to put what you did, or are you just going to fill it out quick, right? So she could only read what the technician wrote down, and he said he did a couple ribbon cables, and they mailed it back. So I have it. It works. So I hope that it feels good to know that I wasn't. I figured it was me being heavy-handed with that radio is what busted it, but no, I guess not.
And let everyone know how long you had it. That'll kind of tie the story up.
Well, I had it for like a month and a half.
Yeah, fairly new.
Just no time, and but I'd had it hooked to an amplifier, and of course, whenever you I mean, anybody who's been in this hobby for more than a week understands that if you tell anybody about radio trouble, you'll get about 15,000 answers as to what you did wrong, right? So I was convinced that I'd blown my finals or something, you know? So anyway, it was nice to know that it was just something simple and it's fixed, and sitting over there all lonely because I'm on a cell phone, 4G.
Hey, so a couple questions on that. Where did you have to send it? How long did it take to get repaired? And what was it doing that prompted you to know that it needed to be fixed? What was wrong with it?
So, well, what had happened was I got high SWR. It just, you like that?
Oh, you're just getting a phone call.
Yeah. Stupid alarm. My phone never rings until this happens, huh? So it was showing high SWR, flashing high SWR, and it wasn't receiving either.
We got to put an aerial in it.
What's that? Yeah, exactly.
I said you got to put an aerial in it.
Looking up to an antenna. Nobody told me that.
Or you got to open the box like Rod doesn't do.
Yeah. So it was flashing high SWR, and anyway, I ended up opening it up, and I checked the checked voltages on the finals and all of that, but it was still showing up, and it wasn't receiving very well. Tried to do a factory reset, blah blah blah. Anyway, talked to a technician. He said, "No, I don't know. Send it in." So I sent it in, and I only had to mail it to California, so just down south. But it was still $27. $27. Send it in there. Send it in the original box. And they had it so it was under warranty because it was brand new. But I think they have a 3-year warranty on Yaesu right now. So sent it in with a emailed copy of my proof of purchase, and I had it back in 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Oh,
So
not bad.
it wasn't too bad. I mean, it's still kind of frustrating that you know, I don't know, but brand new and not knowing what happened is a little bit, you know, but I think it was just whatever. It's fixed now, so I guess that's it.
Well, I just picked up that same radio, so hopefully I don't know.
I mean, honestly, I don't think I tried to look it up to find out, hey, what's going on? And when I type it in, most people are having trouble with 991, but not the alpha. I couldn't, you know, I couldn't find an awful lot of, you know, people complaining. So I think that Ben FNX here, he's got one as well, and he had a little bit of trouble with I'm sorry, the coax connector. He had a little bit of trouble with that, and they replaced it for him too. But I mean, Jason's not had any trouble with his. I think the majority of cases are they're doing all right. So.
Yeah, I had a problem with high SWR on mine the other day, and it was freaking me out. And I chased it down to just one of the coax jumpers that goes from that to my tuner was bad, and I replaced it. And the problem was gone. So I felt the same way. I was like, I just broke this radio after like 5 days.
Yeah.
Hey, I've got a question for you guys about that. With the 991A, do you ever have a time where you have to retune it? In other words, you tune it for a certain band, you know it should come right up fine, but you're seeing a ton of reflective, and you're like, that's not right. And then you tune it one more time, and it's fine. Ever seen that?
Yes, comment. Well, not with the 991A, but I've had that. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know, and I'm still chasing that down, but you know, I'm using a multi-band doublet, and I'm not convinced either way. But some of the guys are telling me, you know, some of my Elmers on one side of the pond are telling me, and some of them are telling me something different. That like if I have a multi-band doublet and it's cut too long, which mine is, and I know that, that there will be these little nodes, and it's weird as I go up and down the bands. I'll be 1-to-1 in one part of 20, and then in another part of 20 it'll be a little bit different. And so I've seen that, and I'm still trying to figure out if it's my MFJ 998 tuner, and I got to swap out none of this happens on 100 watts. It's only with an amplifier. But I got to swap it back out with an old manual Heathkit tuner that I have. And
that's what I think you need to say, Rob, is that you have an auto tuner. And I think that's what he's referring to is the auto tuners, is that sometimes they're grabbing different SWRs. And I think that's what you're saying too. You're not a manual tuner. That's right, Rob. You're on an automatic tuner, correct?
Right now I'm on a MFJ 998 IntelliTuner, and some of the bands tune up great. And well, actually all the bands I can tune up great at different frequencies, but there's these little nodes, and I've been trying to kind of keep track of them where they don't tune up. And so I got to swap that big old giant Heathkit manual tuner back in here, the 1500 watt Heathkit tuner. And
what kind of feed line are you using?
It's like a 2060A or SA 2060, something like that. It's a big old thing. And you know, I had to reset the inductor setting on it. I spun the knob, and anyway, so I don't know. I don't know if it's a bad node on the antenna, and I know some of the guys that I know around here that are really smart about this stuff. They're saying, "Yep, I need to get an antenna analyzer out here on this tuner on this antenna and trim it. It's 67.5 feet long each side, and it tunes up fine on 100 watts, but I think when you put more power into the thing, it becomes more critical. And also another flaw of mine is that it's not, the ladder line and the wire is just twisted, so it's not soldered either. So
how long is your ladder line?
Yeah, I'd have to measure it. It was like 50. I know there's some nodes on that too. And it was like, I think 55.5. I measured it so it was not one of those bad links. And then I had a 4-to-1 balun on it. And then once I went amplified, I, put a longer section on there, and I did not measure that, which I could easily. But yeah, so I got a lot of things going on with that. But it's very interesting to me that sometimes it's 1.0 to 1, and sometimes it doesn't want to tune on this teletuner.
Now, Rob, you piqued my interest.
Thing, but I'm just using an LDG Pro 600, and it will do the same thing. I'll have higher SWRs up to 1.5 because it's different from each part of that band, but it normally will run okay. I'm still able to tune everything from 10 through 80. So it's usually it's the tuner, the auto tuner.
Now, Rob, you've never hooked up a analyzer to your antenna. Is that what I heard?
That's right.
Ah, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, not saying that that's not fine, but typically that's where I like to start is building an antenna, seeing how close you can get it, and then do the tuner. Because of course, we always say the tuner only tricks the radio; it doesn't tune your antenna.
Right. Well, and that's exactly what I'm thinking is happening. Is that and it's interesting with this particular doublet antenna, which I've really grown to like. And I think the problem is exacerbated with more power. And, if I turn the amp on, and so, yeah, that's very interesting. And, there's certain times that I could see that the radio is, so I have the cord that goes between the IntelliTuner and the radio, and it's talking to the amp and it's saying, back it down if you need to. And it's interesting because there's times where, to me, it's looking like the radio is going, hey, no, this is no good. And, it's the system is working. The radio is protecting itself, which is good. So, and this is a 20-year-old radio, ICOM 746 Pro. So I think that's awesome and protecting me from my own stupidity. And but anyway, I
think you should definitely try the manual tuner though to see just the different. Eliminate one of the pieces of equipment pretty easily.
Oh, for sure, I need to do that. And
yeah, Rob.
Yes.
The I've run mine. Now mine's not 67. I think I've got 64 foot each leg.
Yeah.
But I've run mine on an analyzer, and I don't think. So you've got it into a 4-to-1 Balun. That's right. 4-to-1
Yeah,
Balun, and then you've got it into your IntelliTuner.
Yeah, 1500 watt 4-to-1 Balun. You know, the MFJ one that matches the 998 tuner.
Yeah.
And then that very short coax into the tuner.
So
And,
running mine through one. Now I don't know. I haven't run yours. I've just run mine, right? But you know, I don't think that you can. I mean, I could be wrong too, but I know that some of those tuners, they're only doing, you know, they're not doing like 6,400 to 4 for ohms. They're down to like, you know, 10-to-1. They'll tune in, but I don't know that they'll tune in an awful lot more than 10-to-1, maybe 13-to-1 on some of them. I don't know, but when I run mine through my analyzer, the 75 meters, somewhere around there, like some of that stuff is up 20, 21, even up 30-to-1. So I don't know. I think that the way that, you know, and obviously I don't know, but what I was told is that, you know, getting the manual tuner, one that will tune, you know, geez Louise, will tune a fence.
A fence.
Getting
And
that
I
on
want to
there.
do that. I want to do that so I could say I've done that.
I don't know that. I think the reason you're running into problems, but I think there was someone else here who was saying they use an LDG and they're ranked right around the same as far as what they'll tune. And I just, the people that I've heard from using the doublet, they're using a manual tuner, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I just don't know that that'll take
Well,
that.
there's a formula for ladder line for a wavelength for the doublet, and I think it's 1/8 wave of your lowest band that you're going to operate. So if it's any longer than that or any shorter than that, you're going to have troubles with that auto tuner, not with the manual tuner, because it's got more capacitance and more inductance to offset that. But also, of course, with your length of your antenna itself. And also, one other thing is your Balun. Remember, if you're running a 450 long line, right, is what you're running for your ladder line?
That's right. Well, yes. Well, and
you have a 9-to-1 Balun, really, not a 4-to-1 Balun.
Oh.
A 9-to-1? Isn't that for an NFET?
No, you can use that also for your ladder line, because remember, you're trying to feed 450 ohms down to 50 ohms. So 50 into 450, didn't that come out to 9, right? That's the really optimal Balun you should be using for ladder line.
Well, I agree at this point. You know, I had that the big manual tuner first, and it worked really, really good. And then you know the little Allen key screw, the set screw, I guess, on the inductor dial spun, and the inductor was not where it was supposed to be. So yeah, I was
Sell it to me for cheap. I'll buy it. Dude.
I fixed it.
$10. I'll fix that set screw for you.
I already fixed it. I had to buy the
tiniest. You didn't fix it right. You need to sell it to me.
I had to buy the tiniest little Allen key.
I'll tell you what. I'll
set you've
drive
ever
up there and
seen.
I'll run your doublet through my
I
analyzer.
know you will.
I'll give you that printout, and then you, for the cost of my gas for driving up there, you can give me that tuner.
Well, I'll tell you what. You know, you need to come back up here and you know, remodel our house for us.
Oh, really? That's all I got to do for that tuner? Just remodel your house? Oh, that's sold.
Yeah.
What a bargain! Here, we should.
You and your family can stay in that upstairs apartment there.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Anyway,
I want to hear from Bert. He's I looked at his QRZ page. He's doing some really cool stuff with his SDR and trying to test out the range of the Mount Diablo repeater. He's probably doing a lot of you know, DXing and stuff with 2 meters. So let's hear from Bert if he's willing to talk.
I haven't done much with it. I tried the SDR with the it's just like that same one that Jason has, that little silver one, and I don't think you can transmit with that. So I was just messing around with that stuff. So, and then I got the Yaesu, the FT-70D yesterday. So I was like trying it out, and Justin was helping me out to try to get it to work yesterday. But then I was like thinking, it's like, oh, how am I gonna get on digital or whatever? There's not really much around here. And I was thinking, do I get like a hotspot or AllStar Link? Or I mean, I do have an AllStar Link node, but I can't figure out how to get on it.
Well, I have my own AllStar Link node that we built here. So we just took a Raspberry Pi and we connected it to an old 1990s police radio, a Maxtrack 300, and was able to talk on that. And then I looked into digital mode, and so I've crossed over to DMR through the AllStar, and you can do YSF, P25. Can't do D-Star without a chip, but I've got that on order. So once you get that figured out, the world is open for just about everything digital through that.
Oh yeah. I was looking at some stuff that was like on Amazon as far as a hotspot was for Fusion or something like that.
You could get a hotspot too. Amazon's about $100. You might as well get the OpenShark 3, OpenSpot 3, because it does everything. D-Star to everything, DMR to everything. It just crosses over everything. With a little Pi Star, it's kind of limited on what it can cross over. So.
The OpenSpot 3 is the best, but it's very expensive. I've got one here. It's brilliant. If you want the cross mode in, it does everything. But if you like to tinker with stuff, it's brilliant. But if you just like to sit on one talk group all night or one mode, D-Star, Fusion, it works just great.
Does the Pi Star work with Fusion?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have another module that sits on top of it that will handle the Fusion, D-Star, and what other modes? DMR. You just do it that way with Pi Star. Usually it's a Pi Star 0 or Pi Star 2. You put them together.
Now, what about the radio Mike shared in Discord? I can put that on YouTube. I don't know if you guys are monitoring YouTube as well, or I can also do this and share my screen. But Mike, tell us about this radio that you shared in Discord.
Oh, nice.
I lost my people, and that would be when I say Mike, I'm saying Mike W4MMAF. Let me hit unmute. Oh, we probably hit it at the same time. Okay, let me. This is like when your kids reach for the door handle and you keep unlocking it. All right, go ahead, Mike.
Now, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're coming in good.
So here's another screenshot. This is a really awesome network radio. It's called the Synax N60.
Yeah.
It's been out for about 3 years, and if you're into network radio, you can use your phone. But this is really handy. I use it with somebody's on the repeater now, and I use it with EchoLink. You can use it with AllStar and Zello, but this is a rig you can bring into your vehicle.
Wow.
And all it is a really fancy push to talk radio that you can mount in your vehicle or here in your shack.
Oh, it's only $200.
Pardon?
It's only $200 right now.
It's come down in price. It used to be close to $600. It's come way down. I bought this from a friend for $100, so I got a really fair deal on it. But I swear by it. The only catch to it is when you're with EchoLink, I had heard there was this guy I was in contact with who was online as well and on the bands. He was claiming the EchoLink was going to have an update, a software update. So the push to talk doesn't really work with EchoLink. I actually have to push the screen there for transmit. But other than that, with Zello, it works like a charm. It works really well. I believe I push to talk with AllStar. So pretty neat, nifty box.
Yeah, and there's no coax.
No, it's wireless.
That's right. How about that?
Totally wireless. So yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Can I just make a comment, please?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can't. There is a button. There's a button mapper on Android. That's running. Obviously, that's running Android. There is a thing called a button mapper, and you can map the transmit button in an app. It's join the network radio Facebook groups. I can't remember the exact name of it, but there's a button mapper.
Yeah, I've got it on. I think I had it on a laptop. I may have it on here as well, but I don't think I focus so much with it on here. But yeah, it does work though. So yeah, there's a way. There's a workaround. That's all he's saying is
exactly. Yeah, there's a way of that. That's all we need to know. There's a way to get it to work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Carry on, please.
Zello, watch this. Zello loves to pop up. So right now I'm not really logged in, but I press the mic. And if you wait a moment or so, all of a sudden my Zello account pops up. I've had it at night where I used it and accidentally keyed up, and I get a wake up at 4 a.m. because someone across the pond close to Chris is calling out at like 4 a.m. my time, but it's 10 a.m. for them.
Yeah, Zello does take over. Zello does take over on their network radios. You've got to go You've got to go into applications and kill all tasks that are running, including Zello.
Yep, but it's a beautiful screen with Zello. I'm logging in right now. I love showing people giving a demo, except now it's so late, there's probably no one in the UK to answer. But it's this simple.
Hey, well, I'm here. Where's everyone else?
For Mike Alpha Foxtrot looking for a signal report. In the daytime, I always get a reply. One time we were having dinner, going out to a club meeting, and there were people from all over the world giving us a signal report. It's like, okay, we're off to the meeting. Thank you. So yeah,
well, what channel are you on? I can come back to you.
Oh, got it.
You're loud and clear. 018 in the UK.
Thank you very much. Can you come back with the call sign again? Showing a bunch of hams on YouTube, on Ham Radio TV. Feel free to join in and watch. Just trying to give them your call sign. Did we lose them?
Uh-oh, I don't know.
This is Whiskey 4 Mike Alpha Foxtrot looking for another signal report. We'll give it another moment, then I'll put it.
Loud and clear. This is KB1 RBI in New London, Connecticut, USA.
All right.
And Kilo Echo 7 Romeo Tango Bravo. Washington State. You're loud and clear in Washington State.
Whiskey 4 Mike Alpha Foxtrot returning. Fine business, guys. Thank you very much. Hope you guys have a good evening. 73 WD4MAF clear. See if Australia.
Roger, roger. Solid copy. Kilo Echo 7 Romeo Tango Bravo. Return to base. Loud and clear.
There you have it. I love Zello.
Yeah,
when you're driving down the road and you can't reach anyone, and I was traveling to a transmitter site today, going between rural areas, and I just couldn't really reach anything, or people were busy working. You just jump onto Zello and you find someone to speak to.
I'm so glad I jumped on Zoom tonight. There's $300 right out of my pocket.
Sorry. Hey, dude, well, wait, shop it. You can pick them up for $150.
All right.
Yeah. And many times brand new.
And was there a service fee or something I was seeing on their website?
No. Well, yeah. Okay. So if you're speaking of Zello, yes, there can be, not for us. If you want to use it as part of a company, you can do that. But for example, and I'm better with my phone here, you can set up your own groups as well. So unless you're using it for business, you're free to use this, no charge, and you can set up your own groups. So we've got a group set up for one of my favorite repeater sites, KC8MTV, and so we set that up and we just communicate with one another. So you can have at it, and I can post. Are you a part of the Discord group?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, throw it up there. That'd be great for some of the guys who aren't here.
Yeah, I think I threw a list up last week, but I'll throw it again. And Jason, where should I post that?
I think that'd be under like SDR.
I'll do it under SDR and
Yeah,
take a look for it. It's got a lot of info for you.
Cool.
Yeah. Have fun
All
with
right,
it.
you guys, I think I'm going to call it a night. So you all have fun, and it was a good night tonight. We'll see you guys later.
Great job, Carlos. Thanks, man.
Thank you, Carlos. See
Yeah.
you later.
7-3, Carlos. 7-3,
Back
Mike.
on the net.
Good night.
Now, what about
there he is.
we have a few other people in here we haven't
73s. Have a good one.
we haven't heard from yet, so feel free just to jump up. We'll break traffic. We know Ben a little bit. He's in there, and Noel. Yeah, I think it's just Noel. It's pronounced. And then Mike. I looked him up. He's out of Florida with a 2 call. Very cool. So yeah, guys, feel free to chime in. Show us your stuff. Looks like we got a kid in the shack. How are you tonight, Royce?
I'm doing good. Can you hear me okay?
I can. Yeah, I saw your microphone little button light up, so coming in good?
All right, good. Yeah, I got a few things to report. I applied for a new call sign because the older one, K04 BWV, was a little difficult to say, so I got an easy one, and it's K4YZX.
Oh, that's nice.
And it's a lot easier for me to say, on the radio. And plus, I passed my general's license this Saturday.
Oh, man, congrats.
Thank you.
That's where the magic starts to happen, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Royce.
Thank you. I've already started studying on my extra.
Oh, now slow down a minute there. I need to get off my butt, too.
Damn overachievers.
Well, at first I thought, well, it could be just a challenge. I figured if I can study it before they change the question pool, I might be able to just try it. But if I don't feel like I'm ready for it, I won't take it yet.
I think it's in June where they changed the question pool for extras.
Yeah, and I'm not
get all those 140 extras kilocycles, so you can operate where people can't operate.
I heard they're bringing back code.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Really?
I'm joking.
April's about to end.
Hey, Royce, question for you.
Go ahead.
You, describe to us the test setup, because there's no testing around here. So how did that work out with COVID?
Okay. In Kentucky, basically we were only allowed 3 in the classroom, and everybody had to bring their own mask, their disinfectant, and wear gloves. And the people that were also wanting to take the test, they had to stay in like their vehicles until they were called to come in, because only 3, and we had to sit at like different tables. So each person had to sit at different tables, and so everyone was wearing masks. And but yeah, we had to bring our own pen and pencils, and I mean, it went pretty smooth,
Sounds doable.
But,
yeah.
And they was pretty cautious about everything. And once one person got up, if they passed the test, they called someone else, and they would come in, and you waited off to the side for them to get your paperwork to you, and so you could go ahead and leave.
Mm-hmm. Neat.
But I still haven't purchased my first radio yet. I'm still researching.
Ooh.
And still researching. There's so many.
It is a big decision. I agree.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And I'll tell you another thing too. I was camping last night. How in my Jeep, overlanded out at the Peabody Wildlife Management area with my brother. And I tell you what, about 9:15 on, it wasn't last night, but it was the night before last. I just happened to be looking up at the moon, and I seen the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my life. It was like, I couldn't describe. I mean, it was like these bright lights, and I didn't know anything about these SpaceX satellites. I didn't know anything about them. But my brother, after we looked up and saw these things, and they was in a perfect straight line, and it was just like, I thought it looked like, I mean, I knew it couldn't have been aliens, but my goodness,
why not?
There was like 60 of them almost, and of course I couldn't count them all. But after looking at the SpaceX on the internet. They talked about how many they had, but it was
Where's
just
Rod when you need him? This is right up his alley, and he's not here.
it was the bizarrest thing. I told my brother, I was like, what in the world? Because I've never seen like that in my life. I've seen the space station go over, once, but to see these all in a straight line, I thought, are those like military helicopters? But no, those things are up in space. And I couldn't believe it. I didn't know anything about it. And then my brother mentioned that somebody else had posted something like that on Facebook. So I thought, well, I guess that can be doable, And so I researched it, and they're talking about maybe they're applying to put 42,000 of those up there. And they also talked about trying to build them to reduce the glare, because some people was complaining about how bright they are, going across the sky.
Yeah, that was
Anyways.
the SpaceX.
Yeah, SpaceX. That is SpaceX satellite, and they're up in the sky to provide internet to the world, super fast internet. That's basically what I've read so far.
Elon Musk had a big thing on the internet about that, talking about that. That's what he was calling it, was the SpaceX satellite train.
Well, not to get too deep into the rabbit hole, but I think it was just this week the Pentagon released 3 classified Navy aircraft videos from 2004, 2007, 2017. Anyways, I'll let you Google that on your own and make your own decision, but kind of interesting stuff. They're what they're saying is they don't know what it is.
Anomalies.
Yeah. Weather balloons. Hey, I see Chris in the UK. What's happening?
I am going to make my breakfast. It's 5 a.m. here.
Well, thanks for hanging with us so late or early, Chris.
Okay, mate. I'm cooking a fry up. Right. I've got sausages, bacon, and eggs. Do you have a fry up there? What do you call it? A fry up? What do you call it?
That would be like a grand slam.
Yeah, breakfast.
Yeah. I'm having a grand slam. I'm 2 of them.
That'd be like something that's like a item off of Denny's,
We like meat.
It sounds.
You don't call it a fry up. You don't. It's a fry up over here.
No, we would just identify it as each individual piece. Like sausage, eggs, biscuit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I've got all of them. So 7-3. Catch you later.
Good night. Or
See you,
good morning.
Chris. Good night.
Bye, Thanks, guys. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
What about some of those new folks down there? What, KD2 SXD?
He said he's unable to talk because
Oh, he can't get. Oh, we got some.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, this is Ned. I finally figured out the ID for Zoom.
Okay, Ned. Welcome.
I went on EchoLink and got a hold of a couple of guys over there. Thanks. I appreciate it if they're still here.
Yeah, you made it. Welcome, Ned.
Yeah.
But listen, what I want to ask you a quick question. I heard somebody comment on the Spot 3, the open Spot 3, about delivery, because I ordered mine on March 23rd. Any idea when, if it was ordered then, when I might be receiving it? Any of you guys? Because I haven't heard diddly squat from anybody from there.
Nah, they haven't been sending any updates, and you're right about where a bunch of us, I think, ordered. Around that time, it was looking like it was going to be a little over a month, and it's definitely obviously looking like that now. So like to think we're going to hear something soon, but they haven't really. They do put some updates on the web page. If you go there, sometimes you can find some new shipping dates, and you can see that they've slid a little bit. But yeah, I wish I had something more. I mean, the good news is they're selling a bunch of them, and people that have them love them. So hopefully we'll be happy when we get it. But it's tough being patient, I know.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I've got everything over here. By the way, I don't. If any of you don't know, this is N6RDX. I'm the guy over in Carson City.
Ah, very good.
So, but I came in through EchoLink because I'm trying to figure out how. That's why I was asking about a lot of Fusion information. How to get over by Fusion, and then I'm also have AllStar over here. So I'm trying to figure out a good way of connected with you guys over there instead of just doing EchoLink, because there's so much
AllStar
delay.
would be the best. It has the best quality. It's
AllStar.
Yeah, the nodes at my house and at the club president's place. So,
Yeah, use AllStar. That's
yeah,
what I've
it's
been.
51094.
And 51094.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just don't want to tie up, the repeater that has AllStar over here is K5BLS, and he's the one that's doing all the fusion stuff here, and he's been doing a lot of stuff. I just don't want to tie up the repeater. That's what I'm, more concerned about than anything.
Well, if no one's using it, use it. That's what I say.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good to me.
Yep.
Well, I've been watching you guys. I might not have been logged on most of the time, but I've been watching you through YouTube here on the television set. So, and I want to let you know I appreciate it also. I've been a ham for over 50 years, but and I need to upgrade, but I just keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, But do you guys ever run across any? I was debating on whether to get an IC 7300 or the 991A, and I ended up getting the IC 7300. Okay, but I use Fusion a lot over here. Do you guys ever run across anybody? Because I bought it in February, so it's like, and I've only used it a few times. Anybody maybe be interested in trading straight across for the 7300 to a 991A? If you ever hear of that, let me know, because I'm interested. I don't do DMR, really, So, because I was thinking 7300, I'll buy a 9700, I'll have DMR and yada, yada, on and on. And
tempting.
Maybe I made a mistake. But anyway, if you ever run across anybody who might be interested, has a 991A, maybe we can work something out.
Okay, very cool. I know the folks down in Paris, MTC, which is a website. They will buy used radio equipment. So what it is there's a form you fill out, and then you just let them know what you got, and then essentially, I haven't done it yet, but from what I understand, they kind of give you a quote. Let you know what they would be willing to compensate you for. And then they also could turn around and sell you a radio, so essentially it'd be like trading in a car with low mileage.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I wrote that. MPC.com is what it is.
Mike Tango Charlie.
Oh, Mike Tango. Okay.
Yeah. They're kind of becoming friends of ours, if you will. I'm looking forward to possibly working with them in the future. But the little secret, especially if you're out here in Sixland, California, and other states, I'm just not familiar with which states do sales tax or whatnot. But because of their size and how much they're profiting, what have you, they are in the gray area and they won't charge you sales tax. So how sweet is that when you buy something over $1,000?
Oh yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. So they're one of the last ones out there because your Gigaparts sales tax, your DX Engineering sales tax, and all that switched about a year and a half ago because they make too much money. That's what that cutoff is.
Oh, I see. So MTC is California?
They are a Texas company.
Oh, okay.
Yep. They're a Texas company, and I've had really good luck too. Where their website, it definitely could use some upgrading. But if you see something, you have a question, I always kind of give them a call. They're super friendly. They got that perfect Southern accent to go with it. So.
Well, there's quite a few guys actually through AllStar down in Arizona and Texas that link into our repeater over here through AllStar and leave it on because it's kind of a tech group of people. Anyway, I'll shut up. Somebody else is trying to talk. Go ahead.
Well, how about Lou? I see you joined us. You got a 3 call. Is that Pennsylvania?
Hey guys.
Hey,
didn't want to break it up too long here, but I just noticed on YouTube on the feed there, someone named Brad Ward commented on there that they couldn't get on Zoom tonight, but they did put on there that they just passed their tech and general test, and said that they
Oh, very, very cool.
Yeah, I'm reading that right now. That's so cool. He said,
Yeah,
"Aloha." Maybe he's from the islands and he can hook up with Brandon over there.
Yeah, well done, Brad.
Well,
Nice
yeah,
job, Brad, if you're listening.
Yeah, I see Brad quite a bit in Discord. Yeah, so Chris shared the link there. That I think that has been working for other people. And then I'll let you in on a little secret. I'm reusing this same Zoom, and then I just changed the password. So I don't know if that helps you for future weeks, but that's kind of what I started doing.
Helps me.
All right.
I'm an old guy. I can't remember stuff.
Nothing wrong with that. Well, let's hear from Lou, VA3PGS. Oh, hold on. I don't hear nothing.
No audio.
You are unmuted, but no audio. So I'm guessing maybe something in your Zoom. Okay, he's gonna get back to us. Yeah.
Brad,
So if you
Brad just commented on YouTube that it's not that he physically cannot. But he's being barred by relationship maintenance and children. So I can identify with several of those problems.
The
So
struggle is real, you know.
What my suggestion to you, Brad, would be is to bring them all into the shack with you and make this a family event.
Comment.
Yeah, go ahead, comment.
Yeah, my comment is I got to jump out of here in a minute too, but I was wondering if we could, you know, I know it's always been a 2 meter crew thing, but switch to little HF, maybe some 80 meters or something, and you know, I mean, I know I could talk to Washington, I know I can talk to you know, the East Coast, so I don't know. Anybody game?
Yeah, well, just call out where you're at. I mean, that'd be kind of a fun thing to add. Right now, I just have a 20 meter mono band inverted V up, and well, 9 o'clock local time, 20 meters isn't that great.
Not happening.
Well, I'd like to throw something out.
Yeah,
if
go ahead,
any
Ned.
of you can, we have here in Carson City, we have a 10 meter group that we meet at 6 o'clock every day of the week, except Sunday. We do 2 meters, but 10 meters every day of the week on 28,450. If any of you can maybe get over this direction, or the bands start opening up, 6 o'clock every night, we have a 10 meter net. It's part of the Carson Valley Amateur Radio Group or something like that is what we call it. But there's about 10 to 12 people get on.
Say that time again. 6 p.m. You said.
6 p.m. Monday through Saturday on 28.450.
Got it. And that's just straight simplex. There's no.
Yeah.
Got it.
And Rob, I think that's a fantastic idea. We should talk about that. And I mean, obviously we could do whatever we wanted tonight, but maybe during the anti-net, we could make a plug that, hey, afterwards we're all going to jump on 80 meters and we're all going to meet at this frequency and just maybe do something to see how far we can reach each other. And maybe there's some people in the middle that can relay messages back and forth and stuff. It might be a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, it's I've heard of a lot of things like that, and there's groups called Bandhopper, the Bandhopper group. I'm sure you've heard of that, and it'd be cool to kind of have a consistent thing. I know a lot of clubs do that, and like, here's 2 meter simplex, here's sideband, and with this, you know, the Zoom meeting thing is changing a little bit, but you know, and you keep on going up and like, okay, now we're going to go farther. We're going to try, you know, depending on the time of day, we're going to try 40, we're going to try 80. And, you know, people are going to drop off all along the way, but a lot of people are going to be able to cling on and make that happen. Or, you know, one week they're only going to get so far, and the next week they're going to go, I did it, I got
Yep.
my antenna up,
Exactly.
and and then they're going to go, I fixed my antenna and I got that much farther, and I got a new tuner, and look what I can do now. And I mean, that's kind of how it was for me. So I'm thinking that would be cool for other people too. So there you go there.
Hey, real quick, on the chat on YouTube, we've got Andre from Jamaica. So hi, Andre, and thanks for joining us. And then we've also got Thomas had a question. I'll post to everybody here. Would the ICOM 7200, not 7300, be a good all-around choice for swinging and free banding? And so there's a couple of things that people in the comments, but my advice on that, and this is take it with a grain of salt, is that any radio you can get your hands on is a capable radio and is an awesome choice to get you going. There's features and benefits of every one that we could discuss all through the night and still come to really no conclusion. But if it works, it turns on, you can go through the bands, then you're rocking and rolling. But maybe somebody on here has a little bit more experience with that particular radio.
Does anyone
everybody speak up at once?
Yeah, I'm guessing no one owns it. So one thing that I'll share the screen if people are there on YouTube. So I don't own it. I've seen it a few times out in the wild, and it's very cool. It's like an old tactical radio, I don't think it does 2 meters. It's more of a 6 meter and up. I'm just kind of going by what I see here. But, I think a lot of these radios, you could go a good 20 years back and they're still going to be good. There's just some features you might not get. But if the price is good, and if it's going to get you on the air, then, that's a good radio if it puts you on the air.
Yeah, I'm looking at pictures of it. It looks like a cool little HF rig.
Is that a mobile rig?
It could be. I mean, it reminds me a little bit of a 991A size.
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing it doesn't have is an auto tuner, I think.
Right.
But it's good to go, take it out on parks on the air or field day, or because it's pretty light. I've held one. It's pretty light. And
so I'm curious, what's the price? So is it Wes? Wes, I'm curious, what's the price that you could pick this up for? Because sometimes that will be a deciding factor as well. He's in the chat, so.
By the way, just to let you know, my first radio I started out with was a FT-890, and I still have it.
Wow.
That's over 20 years old, I think, 25 years old.
Yeah, I'm looking that up now. Oh, yeah. Good old Yaesu.
Yeah.
It's funny how Yaesu, why does Yaesu say FT and ICOM is IC? I feel like that makes sense for ICOM, but where did they get the FT?
It stands for Fox Tango. Foxtrot Tango. That's about all I know.
Is that like a dance?
Yeah, exactly.
Just some things I wonder.
When you go through those menus.
It's funny because, every time my wife is listening, and she's gotten used to it, all she hears is, well, I got a FT-990. Well, I got an IC 7300. Well, I got a 2730A. Well, I got a version 3. What kind of mic you running with that? Oh, it's a 1537 plus 4. And, they're all like, you guys are, what she's, gee. Yeah. They should do it like, Apple and Windows. Oh, no, this is the Shasta McNasty. Not just the regular Shasta. It's the McNasty. This one is fully modded and it's ready to go.
Where's your video, Rob?
Yeah, what happened?
I could turn it on. I'm still upside down. I just thought
Are you working on the McNasty?
That's the problem with like MFJ. They just have all these numbers for everything, right? Like back in the CB days, it would be, the Super Blaster Mega Amp. We need better names.
Crusher 3000.
Also, Justin, I like your background. That's
I know, that's so cool looking. I want to learn how to do that.
I feel like I'm in Tron. Yeah, I know. I want to do. Well, you have a background. I don't. I'm working on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
backgrounds are so easy to do. This was like just a hack job. Are you kidding me?
No,
Yeah.
I'm not kidding you.
Yeah,
You
so if you're
pressed
in Zoom, I mean that's kind of a fun thing to do. If you're in Zoom, you go to video settings, and then from there you can pick different backgrounds. Virtual background, it's called. Now
Right.
Yeah, but Justin's doing that through OBS.
The ugly truth is Zoom will tell you if your machine is crappy, and it won't allow you. It won't give that to you.
No, but my idea, since I'm working from home, is I need to get a big motorhome and some good hotspot stuff and go travel. And I'm working hard right now. I'm working hard.
I thought about trying to overlay an image of my office.
Office background and I'm here. I'm with you. It's all fine. Oh, we need you to come to the office. Yeah, that's not going to work right now.
Yeah, Microsoft Teams actually took and put the apartment scene as well, the backgrounds that you can choose from it. So here are a bunch of nondescript backgrounds that look like you're now in some random background. So exactly what they did.
It's very cool. I wanted to do the beach one, Oh yeah, I'm in Hawaii right now. And yeah.
What program are you using?
This is not OBS, Nick.
I know. What is it?
All I did was download a background and I created those images in Photoshop and I layered them up in Premiere and exported out a background. It's just a video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Maybe Jeff's on the Enterprise or maybe Discovery. I don't know.
Chris, that's my favorite background that you have.
Those are my antennas. Don't remember, guys. Top secret.
That's
I don't
not a
want my
background.
designs
That's your backyard. Okay.
getting released.
Don't get busted, man.
Your HOA doesn't notice, right?
You don't want
No,
to
the
be
neighbors hardly notice these.
You don't want to be roommates with what's her name, Chelsea?
Mike Webb's in the office right now. I recognize that view from anywhere.
Oh, that's so awesome.
A little one-on-one with a camera there.
Oh, that's great.
What's Dwight doing?
Yeah, he's trying to get in.
Oh, hey, can you send me that, Mike? That's so awesome. My wife's gonna freak out when she sees that.
I can send it in Zoom, yeah.
Well, just send me a link to that picture.
I don't know where I got it.
Jeff is having a lot of
fun
fun
in
with
Zoom.
his backgrounds. I think the Enterprise deck is definitely good.
I've got that one too, yeah.
And then Bert's got a pretty wicked one too, where he's animated his call sign above him. I like that one. He's had that for a couple weeks now. That's why I was like, I should animate.
I did that with what's it called, After Effects, and messed around with it for a little bit. And I was like, I can do this. Let's try something.
You guys are all a bunch of nerds.
There's nerdy. Got the
Yeah.
Enterprise there.
All of us.
Still got 34 hanging in there on YouTube tonight. What are we doing on time? We're at how long have we been at this?
It's 9:22 here.
Two and a half hours.
We're making good time tonight.
Yeah, I don't know that the ham radio TV crowd. They're dedicated. They'll hang in there for we had 3 hours last week, right?
Some committed folks.
How many people do we get logged in today or tonight?
Engage. I like that one too. My wife would go nuts over that one.
On the net.
Yeah.
So between what I was able to pick up out of the chat and new guys that we did over the radio, I had about 40, just over 40, and then we're up to now over 100 unique logins to the net.
Nice.
That's so cool.
Did you get my call?
Who just asked that?
Noel, NP4M.
NP4N. Let me check.
I was on EchoLink.
Are you the last one to kind of call in for Sacramento?
Yeah, I try, man. Because this guy's got fast keys, man. And I was like, every time I would try to get in, it was like, I can't get in now.
Okay.
It's hard.
You all think it's fast keying
One of the
you are.
backgrounds you could have. If
Good
you're
luck
in
on
the
533.
video, you can't be seen.
NP4N, I got you.
But like, I can sit here and do this, and you're on the bridge.
It went through. It went through the pipes.
Come on.
Yeah. Noel, where are you sitting at?
You gotta admit that's freaking cool, right? And see, everybody's got all these different background videos.
Oh, Rob.
And it's
giving,
you know.
Let me,
Hey, Rob, you could like mute yourself.
I got him. I took him out. He's giving a shack tour to his wife. He's showing all of our faces off. Noel, where are you at, by the way? Where are you calling from? Where are you sitting?
I am on my living room now.
Oh, I mean like state or city?
No, I'm in Florida.
Ah, very good. All right.
Oh, okay. I'm in the Sunshine State. It's hot.
Yeah. And it's early in the morning. Or I guess, I mean, it's late at night, I should say.
It's only 12:25.
Not bad.
I'm a late sleeper. Hey, talking about radios, I had a 725, an ICOM, an IC 725. I missed that radio. That was a really good radio.
Oh, for oxygen.
Oh, you know, I was looking at on MTC was the repack of the IC718.
IOA.
Yeah.
Is that like a pretty good one to get?
What's the radio you're asking about?
The IC718.
So I'm checking out that one. And then IC71A. Sounds like a
718.
With an 8.
Yep.
Oh, okay. This kind of reminds me of the Yaesu 450. What's the price on this?
It's 500 with a 25 mail-in rebate, I think.
Yeah, so it's you know, fully functioning but yet affordable HF rig.
It's 10 through 160. It doesn't have 6 meters.
Okay.
It's a nice, simple rig.
Oh, yeah.
And it's still in production. They're still selling it.
Can't beat it for $500. I mean, that's great.
Yeah, that reminds me of the 450.
Yeah.
By Yaesu. So same, very similar price point. They kind of do this interesting white keyed LCD with a with a black background. So I mean, that's, you know, I think these radios are great, especially because you know, if you're just getting an HF radio in the shack, you're not gonna know what kind of antennas you're gonna be building, or how far you're gonna go, or how much maybe your wife will like this. So I mean, that's a great place to start.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
We can. Yeah. What's happening?
There you go. Okay, I got. Let's go, guys. Just calling from Toronto, Canada, and been following your YouTube channel. Love the content, and been a quiet ham for many years. Just got back into it about 2 years ago. DMR, and got rid of all my HF gear, and now with the lockdown, I've picked up FT70D and a C4FM and FTM 400D. Wires X.
Beautiful radio.
Yeah, so now looking at the 7300 and string up some wires in the backyard, and got to talk the wife into a tower, maybe.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
You know, and yeah, so just getting back into it, and it's really cool that you guys are doing this with the Zoom. It's awesome.
Yeah. You know, we actually we started talking about this, I think, in January or February. We started experimenting with Zoom. A few people were kind of taken back. They weren't sure. Because, I mean, we started this 2-meter crew anti-net somewhere last summer, I think it was. Anyways, yeah, fast forward, now everybody's using Zoom. I think a lot more people are comfortable on Zoom because I feel like a lot of companies have moved to it. And yeah, it's just kind of evolved, and I just let it rip. You know, typically 3 hours is my limit, but I do still wake up and work every morning, so that's my limitations.
So are there any nets do you guys run nets on certain frequencies or C4 or digital modes or anything like that?
Well, that's how we start out at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 7, and we're on a local repeater. And then that repeater, I should flip on my info bars. If I'm not sure if you're monitoring on YouTube or not, but you know, on this repeater we have EchoLink, we have AllStar, and DMR. So there is multiple ways to kind of check in. And the idea of the net that we run in the beginning is we just want to hear from people that just getting started, freshly licensed, new to the group, because unfortunately we're definitely getting, you know, more and more people check in, which is great. But if you're a frequent flyer, you know, before you know it, an hour goes by and we're still checking people in. So right now we're just grabbing, like, you know, who's new and that kind of thing. So we kind of run it. That's kind of the idea of the anti-net.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just it's a little delayed on YouTube, so I just got the talk group numbers. So okay, I'll join in for sure. That's amazing. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Is that a Heil microphone you're using?
That is a AKG Perception 120.
Oh, that's the how do you call it?
I think it's about $100. And the idea is I got a mixer in the shack here, and then a custom cable plugs into the Yaesu. FT-991 Alpha is kind of my primary shack radio. I've got a few older Motorola's that have some presets on them, but pretty happy with the 991A. Run an amplifier on it, and AL811. And then when we get in the RV and go places, in which I should be in Utah right now, but anyways, it's a great little radio to grab in the RV as well and take that portable.
So you can change the pattern on the mic, right? You can talk on front of it too.
I can change the what?
Like, you see the top of the microphone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you talk through there too?
No. This is going to be a condenser mic, so it primarily picks me up from the side.
Okay.
Where a lot of times your dynamic mics will pick you up from the top.
Yeah, some of them, like the Heil's microphones, there's a Heil that you can actually, it looks like that, but you have to talk in through the front of it.
Okay.
Have you ever tried it?
I'm watching some chat. No, so there's a guy, Morningstar. Wait a minute. It has a directional switch. So this one here, the 120, the only two switches it has is like a flat or a low pass switch. And then it has an attenuator. So I'm at 0, or you can go over to -20 dB. Maybe the other ones have other switches or features, but I think if I start, well, you know what? Zoom does a great job of auto gaining me up. But if I get too off sideways with it, you will kind of lose me a little bit with this.
Yeah, because the pattern you're not using the low cut on it, right? You're flat.
No, I'm flat.
Yeah, so it's picking up the whole frequencies.
Yeah.
Got all the lows as I can hear them.
Yeah. Yeah, and then on the radio, I run the radio just out of the box default flat, and I just use the mixer, you know, just to bring up the levels a little bit. It has high, mids, and lows. And we're probably gonna do some more stuff about mixers. I mean, I've made some videos already. But that's one thing I think I know I'm having a lot of fun with. Nick can probably attest to it. KN6DAL, he's got actually his mixer in view, I see. Once you get a mixer in the shack and you start messing around, especially if you want to do stuff with a computer and Zoom, maybe throw it to different radios. The hardest part is making the cable, and it's really not too bad making your own cable.
Dave.
Lou, what you got there?
Dave just sent me the WiresX nets.
Oh, and you just printed that?
Yeah.
Man. That's awesome.
There's a group on Facebook that prints out all the C4FM nets throughout the United States. So that's what
that's amazing. Thanks, Dave.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I run. I'm in the music business, guys. I I'm in my studio right now. I'm a musician, and so I have a lot of outboard gear, and so I used to run a whole full rack into my HF gear, and I remember the dealing with RF coming back into the shack. But yeah, there's a lot of tricks to get that fixed up. But yeah,
You ran some voodoo.
yeah, ran
sound?
some, yeah.
Where can we listen to? Do you have any music that you've put out yourself, or where could we go to hear some of it?
Yeah, there's a project band called House of Not. It was like a 5-album project that we did. It's Chaos Music Center is a store that I run in Toronto. We've got a KAOS. We got a YouTube channel, and I do a lot of gear reviews and guitar. I'm a guitar player and a ham radio operator.
Heck yeah, awesome.
I do audio,
Oh yeah.
and I do it in church. Yeah, I'm a sound man in church. Yeah, I've been doing it for a while. So
Yeah,
you're
cool.
familiar with the SM7B? If you
Yeah.
have a studio,
Yeah.
that's nice. That's the one microphone you should be using here. That's a nice low end.
Yeah, it's a good broadcast. A lot of YouTubers use that mic for Joe Rogan uses that microphone.
Yeah.
That's
You
cool.
should try that SM7B. Search it. You probably like it if you like low end.
Yeah. Well, his mic, I think you got an Audio Technica, right?
Myself, AKG.
Oh, AKG. Yeah. What model is that one?
The Perception 120.
Yeah, they make great stuff too. So you got to, you have so much bandwidth, audio bandwidth on
Yeah.
HF. So, it is what it is, right?
Yeah, and for me, Kevin has been pretty darn busy lately, and he would be kind of the reason why I've been able to get good audio in the shack and understand it in a very short amount of time. For those of you that aren't familiar, I started showing up 3 years ago to the local ham radio club, just filming the presentations because they were dynamite. And very quickly I realized when you use a microphone on a camera and you're in a room with people coughing and sneezing, it's not a good result. And so anyways, he kind of leaned over at one point and said, "Hey, should we do some audio stuff?" And I'm like, "Well, what do you got in mind?" And so I, went over and visited with him at his house. And before you know it, he got it way dialed in because that's exactly what Kevin does as well. He does an audio. He runs a whole company, outfits a lot of churches and venues and parades. So he very quickly kind of caught me up to speed. And if it wasn't for him, I would still be using a lot of stuff off Amazon, probably USB interface. But yeah, audio is a lot of fun, and we're wanting to do more with that too. So stay tuned.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so I'm going to join in with DMR to get in with you guys on the nets. And I'm really having fun with all the digital modes. And I know the bands have been a little quiet as of late, but it seems like we're in the upswing on the sun cycle. So sunspot cycle might be a good time to get an HF rig.
Yeah.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah.
I'm going to bed.
All right, Ned. Well, good night.
Yeah, good night. See you guys.
Whenever.
Yeah.
Have a good
one.
All right, Ned. Well, good night.
Yeah, good night. See you guys.
Have a good one. Catch you next time.
All right. I just muted everybody, so feel free to unmute yourself when you want to talk. There's one button I can hit and it blanket mutes everybody. I was getting some feedback and I couldn't identify it fast enough.
Oh, I got one question before I go.
Go ahead.
Do anybody here know anybody up in Forest Hill? Because that's where I lived for 30 years. Anybody here know anybody up there?
Yes.
Who?
This is KM6 YKX Rob in Auburn, and I live in Auburn, so Forest Hill is right up the way. And so, like my boss, the assessor of Placer County, Kristen Spears, Chris Bullis, Hot Rod Guy, some people in Todd Valley, and I was gonna say before you went away that I mean, there's a chance of us being able to talk up and over the hill. It happens sometimes, and that's pretty cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I lived there for 30 years, and I left there in 2014. So I know a lot of people up in Forest. A lot of people are dying, but and there's a ham up there. His name's John. Do you know him up there?
I don't know. Maybe. I'm a member of the local Auburn Club, and he's probably a member of that. I
Is
don't
the
know.
suffix PKJ
No.
his call sign?
That's Rod.
Who's that?
That's Rod. That's not.
Or not? I'm sorry, not PKJ. PBJ.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
Good call.
There's a guy
He's an
up in
old
that
guy.
area.
He's an older
So-
guy. I don't
yeah.
even know if he's still alive.
Yeah. So Nick, okay. So, why don't you, okay, give me, that information again. Okay.
I
hold
just
on.
remember a suffix of PBJ. I was talking to a guy in that area. It was around about, it was either Grass Valley or Forest Hill or something around there. I was talking to him, I think on the upper end of 80 meters on
Hey,
HF.
Ned, what's your call again? I don't see it on the little window.
Yeah, November 6th, Romeo Delta X-ray, and all my information is correct.
Okay. Oh, just real quick. I'm sorry. Here we go. W6EK repeater.
Yeah, I do. W6EK, yeah.
Yeah, W6EK. You could come in on EchoLink on that, and the 440 side of that is full on digital with fusion and all that stuff. And every morning right now at 7:30, there's a coffee break net, and it'd be real easy for you to check in on that, and I'm sure you'd be very welcome.
Let's see, W6EK. What's the? Well, let's see. I could go into a fusion, right?
Yep. Okay, so just go to W6EK on the internet, and
Okay.
you'll see all the information. See, I'm not smart enough or cool enough to be all digital up yet. I'm still just an RF guy. But
His camera's still upside down.
yeah. See, come on, you guys are putting me into a shame spiral again, and giving me low self-esteem. But and now something happened with the computer. Okay, so
Jason's putting
it's an
up on
old
it.
computer. Anyway,
Okay. Well, I'll go on the site, and in fact, I even have it programmed, not digital, but the other side I have programmed in my other radio. So from living up there.
yep. So go EchoLink. It's like it's a nice net for this whole COVID thing. Every morning at 7:30 a.m.
Okay.
And just hang out, and they have long breaks for EchoLink and AllStar. All the information is on the W6EK website, so that you can, if you can do all that digital stuff on the 440 side of things, is where that's set up. And,
Okay. Okay, Rob.
That should help you out.
Yeah, I'll do all that, and I'm up at 5:30 every morning anyway, so I'll be around.
I'm working from home. I can't always talk because I'm actually working.
Sure.
I
Rob.
am really. I'm
Rob.
Yes. I am actually working from home.
You're one of the lucky ones
like
to
that.
be able to
Working
be
from
working.
home. I really okay. So here's my cheat. I wear-
I thought Rob was working on the space station because he's upside down.
Yes.
That's how good a worker he is.
Go to me. I'm floating. Okay. I'm broadcasting live from outer space.
That was so
on the roof, not on the ground.
Broadcasting live, and I just want to let you know that everything's fine. And watch me push away from the camera.
Okay.
Yeah,
You guys are starting to get too weird for me tonight.
look,
I'm going to bed. Good night.
No
All right, good night, man.
coronavirus in space.
Hey,
Good night,
Rob, is that a dent in your head from your headsets?
But that's just my stress. It's stress muscles.
No, on top. I think I see a dent.
There might be. I don't know. It's my
First from working at home.
yeah, my
Dude.
yeah.
Dude, I seen him on, and I'm thinking, man, is this guy in space? What the heck is going on?
Hey Lou, one of the guys in YouTube was asking how you spell your store name. Nope, you're muted.
Yeah,
Say it again, Lou.
KAOS Music Center, CENTRE.
Cool.
Very, very cool.
Hey, Jason, it'd be cool if you ever, have us contact the ISS.
So from my understanding, there's a process now, like anything, and they typically target schools. So there's certain curriculum they want to see rolled out, and then you work through them, and then you schedule it, and so on and so forth. But
so they're probably wide open now.
Yeah. That said, they might be up there kind of bored, huh? Self-isolating.
I think we have to get a super powerful amplifier and get through them, and if they're sleeping, and say, "Hey, wake up there!"
Yeah,
well, you can
hit it real hard.
5 watts practically. They can hear everything.
It's working VHF, UHF.
Hey Rob.
Yes.
Being you're floating around up there, do backflip.
I know. I should. I know. I was talking about that. I gotta. Okay, so our other, this is an old janky laptop that I upgraded to Windows 10 after Jason was like, "You could do that for free, dude," and I did. But there's a known problem with it's an ASUS, ASUS, and yeah. So there's a driver issue. I'm not gonna obviously mess with this now, but the other. Our newer one, which is basically my wife uses that for like financial stuff and everything, and I don't want to contaminate it or mess with it or whatever. But yeah. Anyway, so I'll figure it out, and it's cool. And that one I could use whenever I need to in an emergency. But I will say that on the the space station training and everything, as a government guy, right? I mean, we're totally looking at how do you deliver services and how do you do all this stuff, this new digital world, schooling. We have to do lots of continuing education, and it's all going to be digital now. And schools too. And my daughter, she works out in Salt Lake City for Friends of the Great Salt Lake, and they have traditionally gotten all their funding and everything from education and providing education to school kids and everything. So yeah, they're trying to figure it out too, because they need to still be able to provide the same thing, and it's all going to be like virtual, digital, just like we're doing now. And yeah, it's the new era. And so I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities for online training and things like that.
I like the new era, but I miss the old era too. Analog was good.
Oh, I like analog. I'm an analog guy. I have no digital. Well,
yeah, he struggles. Rob struggles with digital.
I do. Look, I got on Zoom though. Look at me.
You're there, Rob. You're red. You're just upside down. It's all right.
It's just a thing. It's fine.
Tube amps are the best for guitar.
I know. I have two old tube radios. I have a tube. I don't know if I have a tube amp. I have a guitar, and I can play like Smoke on the Water, but that's about it.
Awesome.
Hey Lou, if we come into your music store, could we play the chords from Stairway to Heaven?
Yeah.
Is
it's only there's a sign that says only Ham's allowed to play that song.
Have you guys ever heard of this or witnessed that? That's like a big no-no.
Yeah, I can also play Sad Buns on our piano. We have a player piano, and I can play Sad Buns.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's a joke, because it's a song that everyone plays, and it's from what movie was that from? I can't remember.
Wayne's World.
Wayne's World. Yes, Wayne's World. No Stairway to Heaven. Can't you see the sign?
Yeah.
Classic.
Anybody like the Collins stuff? The old stuff from World War II? I have an old tube Collins.
Wow, cool.
Oh wow.
the one guy that's a Elmer for me locally out of our local club, he helped me go through this. I've got this Yaesu 2100 amp, and he checked it out for me after it showed up and smashed, banged up a little bit, and we went through it, and he had 2 sets of Collins gear all lined up, all immaculate.
Nice.
And on like a big old, imagine like a very large 2-car garage, and then a little room you could walk into in the back of that, which was the radio room. And then he had all the modern stuff, to the side. But I mean, this stuff was immaculate. That was pretty cool. We didn't.
Well, try lifting one up, and you'll see what I'm talking about. That thing, it weighs a ton.
Oh, I know. It was, gosh, I want to say he had 3 or 4 pieces of equipment for each radio. I mean, I think there was a tuner, a receiver, an amplifier, and something else. But he even had one of those tuners that he'd restored, and he has one for parts. But have you ever seen, amp, those amps that are the size of like a mini fridge? It's a pretty famous little amplifier. It's old.
I think Collins did make those.
It might have been a
actually.
Collins, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's big. It's like the size of like a trash compactor, dishwasher or something.
It was
big.
I think it was actually a transmitter and a receiver. They made 2 of them.
Anyway, I was just like, wow. But anyway, pretty
It's
cool
like,
stuff
to
have an Elmer,
Like, like a desk or something.
Yeah.
Tabletop. Huge.
Yeah, I was saying that earlier. If you can meet some people close and local to you, whether to borrow or test or help, that definitely that it's a big deal. That was a big part of my growth and constantly learning. But hey guys, we're approaching 10 o'clock. I turn into a pumpkin then, but I wanted to kick it around the round table here for everyone to let everyone know any of their last thoughts with ham radio. Also, think about next week. We'll be here next week, and we always encourage anybody, really anybody out there, to bring something to the table and to chat about it, to share it, and what have you. So let's see who should go first. Let's Jeff, you're waving your hand. So, Jeff, did you want to say anything to us and give people your call and sign off? I think we'll start the round table here.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. Okay, a couple of things. I have an open spot 3 for sale.
Oh.
$1,200 to the first person that calls in for it. And on top of that, I got a 7,300 that I got for sale for only $10,000. So for the right person, right price.
Wow. Okay.
Is that a U.S. dollar?
Okay. Anyway, enough of that. Thanks a lot for the net tonight. Had a great time. Having Zoom going is great. Anyway, enough of that. Thanks a lot for the net tonight. Had a great time.
All right. Here we go. And you're unmuted, Jeff. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Anyway, so with that, I'll say good night to everybody. Thanks for the great net. Zoom's a great idea. It's really enjoyable. And so everybody have a good night, and 73.
Thank you, Jeff. 7-3. All right. We got Justin. He's got a Spock sign up. You're up next.
Right on. I was just saying goodbye to Jeff, but yeah, it's a great one. I just encourage everybody to get on the air, man. I've been loving being sheltered at home, being by the radio, but the amount of people playing Simplex and being out there and available. I mean, you randomly call it on 5-2 right now, and I guarantee you somebody's coming back. It's pretty awesome. So make sure we all get out there and play radio. It's been fun. KM6 ZTH clear.
All right. How about Royce? I'll unmute you. I got you there.
Well, I'll tell you, I keep a track of you all. And when I first started off at the power plant, they was talking language I didn't understand. But after 27 years, I kind of speak their language. And I know I'm a newbie here, but I'm hoping, sooner or later I'll be able to keep up with the Joneses and talk some, ham radio devices and antennas and stuff with you all. Yeah, that's about all I got right now.
Excellent. Yeah, it definitely is a language, but like anything, if you're into it, you just start picking things up here and there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like I said, I did change my call sign K4YZX, and I appreciate what you're doing, and I'll talk with y'all another time.
All right.
7-3.
7-3. We'll catch you on another one. Mike, I see you are you're decloaked. I see behind you, and you're unmuted.
It's failed.
Oh no! This is your green screen.
Yes, it's okay.
I should buy one, and you can have yours back.
$15 on Amazon normally, but yeah.
I'm in my bunker.
Who knows what they're charging now?
So, Mike, what kind of words do you have for us?
Well, I've been working on my website, the one that you show in the background sometimes. I actually bought a domain for it, so I could actually put it out there. And it was the very expensive price of $4.15. So I went ahead and bought it, mycallsign.com, so it works pretty good. So if anybody wants to check it out, it is my call sign, which is wg5eek.com. And my friend Brandon, he's ham in Hawaii, WH6GHN. He has been really doing a lot of cool stuff with that. He's built this page that kind of shows who's connected to my node, and then it pulls their picture from qrz.com. So if it shows like the little saggy, sad face antenna there, that means you don't have a picture on QRZ. So please go update a picture or upload a picture. And then if you scroll back up there, Jason, if you hover over the little markers on the map, it actually will pop up their call sign as long as you're on a PC. It doesn't really work on mobile.
Oh, wow.
And then also, if you click on the little orange QSL Wall of Fame, it shows everyone who's connected if they have a picture. It doesn't show if they don't have a picture, but it's kind of neat. He's been doing a lot of cool stuff on this. So.
Oh, I like the Wall of Fame. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of cool stuff on there. So.
All right.
I wonder how you picked that up so quick.
Yeah, and just so everyone knows, this connection is always live, whether it's AllStar, DMR, or EchoLink. So I mean, I know we all show up Wednesday night at 7, but link into it, throw out your call. Who knows who's out there and what's going on?
And the cool thing is, if you click on one of those pictures, it goes to their QRZ page.
Oh,
so
okay.
If you want to see more about them, you click on it, and then it brings it right there. If they fill out a profile, or you can see where they're at. If you're logged in, it's pretty neat.
Yeah, I'm logged in right now, so I don't want to click because I try to keep people's addresses private. I know QRZ. I'd love to be able to shoot to QRZ as we're talking to people, but I haven't quite figured out. I need to mask because I don't want to try to. We're on YouTube, so this
is. If you open up a what is it called, a private browser or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
You can just do that and then click on it or whatever. You wouldn't be logged in.
I'll have to do that. Okay. Well, great, Mike. It's great having you out here again. And we'll
Hey, Mike, that Wall of Fame, that's everybody that's ever linked up?
Yes.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I thought it was his idea. It was brilliant. I was like, that's awesome. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's all running on the Pi.
Someone on YouTube thinks Rob is cute. Is that actually possible?
Well, he had really bad lighting. I don't know. Rob is very cute in his own ways.
The upside down Rob is cute. Wow.
How about Bert? What's going on with you, Bert?
Well, being the new guy here, I'm learning a lot from all of you guys, especially anybody who's on here. It's where I can go almost anywhere really with at this time. It's like I can go DMR, I can go Fusion, I can go D-Star, I can go just regular HF, go QRP, go POTA, SOTA, whatever. So it's like, wow, it's a lot of things to go get into now. And it's like looking at all YouTubes and stuff like that. That's like looking at all these different things. It's like learning all these different things. Just being able to ask questions, like just get answers real quick. That's the other part too. That's that's really beneficial to having something like Zoom, or even just to go on a repeater. It's just like, hey, you just ask a question, you almost get a simple answer right back.
Yeah.
Figure out more stuff.
Yeah, one thing I'll say to that too is it can get overwhelming quickly.
Oh, yeah.
So I just try to figure out just like 1 or 2 things I want to focus on, get a good understanding before I move on to the rest, because you definitely could quickly buy a lot of things and you're all over the place, but yet you really don't understand one. So I mean, I try to do that myself. Lately I just been focusing on kind of HF, building out the shack. I want to get back on doing some digital on HF. So, but sometimes it is fun chasing all those rabbit holes, but it can get pretty crazy. And
I do the exact opposite. Exact polar opposite of that is I jump into every single thing all at one time and completely confuse myself.
Yeah, and then you'll be the master of none, right?
There you go.
Jack of all
Here we
trades.
are.
Yeah.
You have 1,000 radios in the shack, and you only use one.
That's it. Yeah.
Question: what's the best antenna?
A resident one that you put a tuner on. Let me recommend that.
The one that works.
And also 991A or 7300.
Ooh, boy, that is like the question of the century right now. Until someone releases something better with 100 watts. That's the big thing. 100 watts, single sideband. Because the 7100, good radio, but you've got to get in there and hack it and tweak it right after you buy it.
Heck, if you want it bad enough, just throw a piece of wire on a tuner and just transmit.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Yeah. All right, let's see.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Rob. What do you think?
Well, I was just going to say, I think the way that I started was totally organic, right? It was like the Baofeng, the local repeater. I got some HF radios after that. I threw up a homemade doublet, and off you go. So, I think that's how you learn. So that's the way it is.
It is good to get your hands dirty. I want to kick it over to Justin, KM6ZTH.
Coming back over to me, huh?
Well, you haven't said goodbye yet, right? Oh, you did.
Sure.
You did. You had the Spock thing. Okay, I'm losing track. All right. Let me move over to Wes, KF4WLQ. Are you, let me hit unmute so we can hear you.
Yeah, okay. This is Wes. This is the first time I've been on here. Didn't actually know y'all did this every week, but now I do know, and I'll try to remember to get in here with y'all every week. I live over here in Kentucky. I know earlier y'all was talking about the radios that y'all have, and here in my shack, my main 2 radios that I use, I've got a Kenwood TS2000, and then I've got a Yaesu Mark V that I use here in the shack, and then when I go camping, I got a Yaesu 857D that I use when I go camping. But there's not really much to say about me. I've been licensed since '98. Got my general license in 2008. I check in on nets, here and there, all over HF and everything, and then I stumbled onto y'all tonight, and hopefully I'm gonna make this a weekly thing now. And especially with this Zoom, I've really enjoyed this, with y'all getting on Zoom like this and everything. And poor Rob there standing on his head. I just hope he don't get a headache with all that blood rushing to his head.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he's drinking some blood thinner right now.
I'm in outer
anytime
space.
he wants.
I'm in outer space. See, I can float.
Well, great to have you, Wes.
Yeah, that's about all I've got. Just say 73 to everybody, and hope everybody has a good night and a good week and everything. Get y'all all next Wednesday.
All right. Sounds
Thanks
good.
for coming, Wes.
Let's see. How about Lou? What are your final thoughts?
There we go. Unmute. Yeah, I'm back in the hobby again, and got my DMR radios going. I think the hobby is amazing, and over the years that I've been a ham, I've met so many people. And got 3 boys. My youngest is 18, and I got a 20-year-old and a 23-year-old, 3 boys. And I remember the days driving with screwdriver antenna on the back of the car and pulling into gas stations and people coming up to me saying, "You talk to aliens with that thing?" and
Classic.
oh yeah, I started you know, back in CB era. I'm, you know, 53 years old, so I've been doing this for some time. And when I first got some DX, that was it. I got my I couldn't believe it. I was talking to somebody in stateside from Toronto, Canada. But the hobby's great, and the people are amazing that you talk to. And if there's any new hams that want to get into the hobby, it's everyone's super friendly, and there's a lot of stuff that you can find in the hobby to you know, digital, especially with all the digital modes right now. And I've been spending a lot of time programming people's code plugs for their radios, and
yeah,
that I've become a bit of a expert on all that kind of stuff. But yeah, anyways, I got nothing to add. I love the channel, and I've joined the Facebook group, and yeah, it's great. Thanks for letting me into the chat this evening, and it's great. So that's it. I'm gonna be I'll be here a lot more often for sure.
Awesome. Nice. Well, great to have you. Very good. How about Noel? What are your final thoughts?
Final thoughts for the night, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we have ham radio. Well, no, I mean, it's a great hobby. I mean, I enjoy it. I've been at it for too long. And whoever's thinking of getting a license, yeah, do get it, man. It's a whole lot of fun. I mean, you can start with a little Baofeng radio and get out there and meet a lot of people. And then you get 1,000 radios and you only use one, like us. 7.3s.
Heck yeah, 7.3. How about Kyle? I see you in there. You've been hanging. Are you able? Let me unmute you. You able to talk, Kyle? K5KBM.
Yeah, I'm in here. You hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, I'm Kyle, K5KBM from Georgia. Yeah, I've been in the hobby for a while. Got my upgrade in life got in the way. I was a no-code tech forever, you know, but life got in the way, and finally got my general. So I'm playing FT8 in the digital world there.
Awesome. Yeah, heck yeah. Well, so am I. I mean, I've only been licensed since 2016, so I also needed no code.
Well, I just appreciate you letting me in here.
Yeah, you bet.
You can learn a lot from just listening. I'm a listener.
Not a problem. Yeah, you know, we started off, and then we opened the doors, and you know, until someone starts running across the screen naked, I'll adjust how we do things. But it's an open forum.
Rob,
no ideas.
Yeah, send me through to y'all. Appreciate you letting me in here.
Absolutely, Kyle. We'll take care. We'll catch you on another one. All right, over to you, Dave. You are unmuted. Oh. There he is. I can hear your digital noise.
Yeah, there. Sorry about that.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, okay, well, that's good. Well, I put some ferrite beads on the line to quiet it down. It was worse before when I was on another channel, so yeah, but I'm going to try to rectify that here soon. But anyway, yeah, so since 92, just started just with the link code dual band radio handy talkie, and that's how I started with then my Elmer that he's SK now, but he got me into getting HF, and like a week later I upgraded to a Tech and got it in some Tech Plus back then, where you had to go 5 boards a minute to get on to HF back then. So so that got it started, and then eventually got it my 20 words out of the way, and started getting on HF quite often, more than anything else. So and it's been mostly phone and a little CW here and there, but mostly phone. And now that the digital's coming around with the PSK and RIDI, and now the FT8. I was struggling, not struggling, but trying to avoid that because it was so easy to get contacts. But I joined in, and once I've gotten in the water now, the water's over my head now, so I keep on staying with that. So it's been fun with that. So it's always nice to learn things, and especially when you've just been doing something for one particular item of the hobby. It's good to expand your knowledge into everything else, even if you don't want to. Yeah, I struggled with trying to get to doing DMR, and I finally did my own code plug and got through it. I said, well, that wasn't as hard as I thought it was when I first started doing it. So now, whenever there's something got like FT8, trying to get into it. So that's been a lot of fun. So, and hopefully we'll try to let everybody know that whenever they got a question, I'll try to answer it the best that I can. All the knowledge that I've gotten over the years, so that's always gratifying for me to pass on knowledge I have. And if I don't have it, I can always steer somebody to the right direction to get it. So in that, we'll say 73 is got to get up early in the morning myself. So good night to everybody, and thanks for letting me in on the channel here.
All right, yeah, 7-3. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that your computer. It's almost like a ground loop coming from your computer. It sounds very digital. So I know for me, I started putting isolation transformers. I have 2 stored DI boxes. Or you can also, I made one. I have a 600 ohm tiny little transformer.
Yeah.
And that might reduce that loop there. But very good,
Okay.
David.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. Over to Chris, N6CMB, the voice of Clayton.
Well, it's been an interesting day, and certainly the Zoom capped it off. So earlier today when I was hanging out in the repeater, Josh said he raised his antenna higher than mine. So now I'm gonna have to go and shop for a tower. I've been shopping on Craigslist all day for a new tower. Definitely going to have to think about an amp too, and get up, closer to 200 watts on 2 meters to keep up with those guys. And then of course I came into Zoom here, and now I've got I've got like 4 other windows open shopping for a net radio and a Shure microphone that looks pretty damn cool. So that's got me going right now. And last but not least, Nick is showing me that single camera spotlighting his mixing board all night long. So I gotta start thinking about something on that road as well. So I might have to break quarantine again and head up to see Jason to talk about getting Kevin to hook me up with something, the right gear. So it's been a fun day, but I think it's been an expensive day, and that's why I love ham. So I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, Chris, very good. Yeah, with Kevin and his business and all that, and quite honestly, he normally serves the general public and all their functions, and all that is shut down. So he's actually pivoting right now, and he's got a lot of fun ideas. It's just a matter of executing them as far as, making these parts more available, kits, if you will, a microphone, boom, mixer, some cables. So yeah, if you've got questions or inquiries, let me know. I'll get Kevin looped in, especially Chris, you're local, and Kevin also with his company, he does mail out too online. But that's something that we're probably gonna dive into a little bit and explore that more. So, well, very cool. Over to Nick, all the way up there in Washington State.
What's up, guys? Yeah, I'm just kind of in awe of how this whole thing has turned out. I keep monitoring while we're doing the anti-nets, and we seem to be attracting more and more people to the live feed, and they seem to be hanging out a little bit longer every time, and so that's great. And just everybody that's involved, I'm really appreciative of all of the work that everybody's put into it. And yeah, as far as that mixer goes, Chris, I bought it from Kevin in N6VLF. He's got a website, and it's Kins Pro Audio, I believe is how it's worded. Do you think maybe you might be able to post a link to that on the YouTube page?
Yeah.
Jason. But awesome guy, and he's a wealth of knowledge, and I couldn't I don't have anything more to say about that other than just he's the guy to go to if you want honest advice on what route to take. He even helped me set it up. I don't know what I'm doing with it yet. I have no prior experience with mixers, and so it was extremely foreign to me. And I'm still kind of learning how everything works and how to integrate it. I should have probably jumped on the anti-net and shared kind of how I started, but my beginning with ham radio was extremely humble as well. As far as, I had just a little Baofeng UV5R, and I could hear repeaters around me, and I happened upon the K6 POU repeater, and I could hear all these people talking, and I had gotten into ham radio for the utility of like emergency coordination and stuff, and I started hearing these like-minded people talking about hiking and integrating this hobby into things that I really like to do, and I couldn't talk back to them because my antenna on my little cheap crappy Baofeng sucked. And so it pushed me to make better antennas because I didn't have $100 at the time to put into a brand new antenna. So I had to make one. And so you just keep plugging away and you start piecing things together. And so I know a lot of people say buy once, cry once, but for the ones out there listening that have no money and just have an enthusiasm towards this hobby, you can get into it for $25. And I would encourage that because I think that that's the best avenue to at least get an idea of what's out there, and then you can buy all the expensive stuff later, and then you'll have it to pass on to somebody who may not be able to even get that $25 radio. I had a lot of people that gave things to me to use and loaned things to me and would be willing to drive 100 miles to meet me just to let me use a radio when mine would be broken, and that literally happened. And so I joined for the utility of it, and then I stayed for the camaraderie of it and for the people that I've met and the things that I've learned, and I'm just trying to soak it all up. So to all of you that have played a role in helping keep and get this anti-net going and stuff, super appreciate it. A lot of you are on here, and a lot of you are probably all gone to bed like normal people, but yeah, I appreciate it, and thanks for everybody jumping on and saying hi tonight on Zoom.
Good deal. Looks like Brandon just jumped in and joined us. Do you have anything to tell us? We're just about to actually go to bed, or at least get off. I'm going to bed. I can't speak for everyone.
I thought this started at 7. It's only 7:15.
You're in Hawaii, man.
No, I just want to say what's up. I was watching you guys earlier on YouTube, but I couldn't really join in. But yeah, good talk, good stuff, man.
Cool. Are you in a fighter plane right now?
Actually, I am. This is the new Top Gun.
All right. Well, he's got pretty good Wi-Fi or cell phone connection. Well, very good, everyone. Yeah, my name is Jason again, Cam6FAK. You've been watching Ham Radio TV. Thank you, everyone, for coming on out. It's every Wednesday at 7 p.m. The only time this won't happen is if I have some kind of work or life thing going on where I can't get here. But I will say the net will press on. On the radio, the repeater, and all those digital modes we spoke about earlier, it will press on. The YouTube thing won't work. I should probably get some kind of Zoom thing as a backup to have someone else drive Zoom. But anyways, we've been doing it so far so good. So yeah, all right. Well, good night, 7-3, and we'll catch you next week. Adios.
73s.
7-3, guys.
7-3, everybody. Stay safe.